The Incredible Hulk will not be presented this evening.
Hey everyone, it's Santana, and you are watching the DL Show only on Dave's Guitar Channel.
Fuck you, Dave.
All right. Welcome, everybody. Merry Christmas to everybody in the chat. If you're not in the chat, do not have a Merry Christmas. No, I'm just kidding. Merry Christmas, everybody. We've got a exciting show for you tonight. So exciting. No, I'm kidding. We don't have anything exciting. No, tonight is the day after Christmas. It's also the last show of the year because next Monday will be January 2nd. How crazy is that? We'll be in 2023. I remember in school having to keep remembering to write 1980. That the 8 was, we're in the 80s, that decade.
Yeah.
When it switched from 7 to 8, it was a big deal.
It was a big deal. It totally was.
Then 2000 came around and we had to do 20.
And then you think about after writing 1980, how many great albums came out that year? It's fucking nuts. 80 was such a great year. Such a great year. Anyway, let me say hello to everybody here that's here. We got Dane. Welcome, Dane. Nice to see you.
Hey, guys. Thanks for having me.
Hey.
Dane, I said you could come on the show, but no strings attached.
That's right.
Terrible. Hey, now. There'll be no Hulk. Hulk is not here today. As promised. Krellbar is here. Everybody say hello to Krellbar. Krellbar, say hello.
Hi, Krell.
Hey, everyone.
We have Chuck. Chuck is here, everybody. Chuck, you may have seen, you might remember Chuck from the Merry Christmas ad I put up yesterday as my YouTube short. We were having that was a cigar we were having at Mr. J's Thursday night. And Matt is here, everybody.
Hey, guys.
Everyone. Welcome, Matt.
Hey, Matt.
So, yeah. So, we also, just to say, we went out for cigars last night, Chuck and I, and we watched the football game. We watched how everyone was complaining about old Brady, but old Brady looking a hell of a lot better than young Mac Jones.
We watched both. We watched Saturday.
Right.
We watched
beat
Sunday.
Arizona. That's right.
Dave got a gift.
Oh yes, let me
Showcase.
let me make me big real quick. We did a Yankee swap, and I ended up getting this mug.
Grumpy as fuck.
Which the thing is huge. I love it. It's enormous. It's like, yeah, I'd be grumpy if this was little. Like, I don't know if anyone here. Do you guys remember? Did you guys have Big Fids in Rhode Island?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
You go to
one
Big
on
Fids,
Mineral
and you
Spring
would get,
one Wallet.
they'd give you a pile of pancakes. They had that thing called the baby apple. The baby apple pancake. It looked like a fucking catcher's mitt. They'd bring it to your table. You'd be like, what the hell am I supposed to do with this thing? Where's the ball?
Oh,
ridiculous, right? But then you go, oh, let me get, I remember being a little kid going, let me I want to get a chocolate milk. My father would be like, all right, get this shithead a chocolate milk. And they'd bring it to you in a thimble. You'd be like, oh, thanks for the sip of chocolate milk, you fucking piece of shit.
Same with the orange juice, too.
Thanks, Flo. Thanks, Vera. You know what I mean? It was ridiculous. Anyway, so how can you be grumpy when you got a mug the size of your head? Things humongous. By the way, guys, I do want to say this is very strange. My head is shrinking. My hat's now, I'm telling you, it's from losing weight. I am down to 183 pounds today. I'm getting ripped, which is fucking great.
I'm like, what the hell? 176.
Today?
The other day after, but I did put a couple back on after the Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. I was like 179 this morning, but I'm sure I'll be back down because
that's where I think I'm heading.
I had a little bit of cherry pie, so it's like, but
there'll be no warrant references on this show.
It didn't affect you bad, did it? And I know if you introduce carbs in,
it actually the first time it wasn't too bad, but I did feel a little crappy in the morning, you know. But no, I'll back.
So, anyways, but I feel like my head shrinking. Like my baseball hats all feel a little looser. My cowboy hat's a little looser. I'm like, my head's shrinking.
You're saying you're a fat?
Either that or you're losing hair.
Yeah. Oh, I know I'm losing hair, but even when I cut my hair down, I'm telling you, it's nuts. Because I just bought a cowboy hat over the summer, and it was snug. And I was like, "Ooh, it's a little too snug, but I can't go a size up." Now I'm glad because now it's like loosey goosey.
Cowboy hat. What about your assless chaps?
Oh, I have those.
Oh, those fit.
Nobody in Arizona has cowboy hats.
It's away.
God honest truth.
Well, I'm sure that's true because you ever see those really fat guys that are like have no hair and they got like rolls of fat in the back of their neck and head and stuff.
It's everywhere. It's everywhere. My head is smaller, folks. I mean, my belt size went down, but my head size has shrunk.
When you got all those layers of fat on the back of your neck, that's where you wear it.
I never had that. I wasn't that big.
Bunch up back here, John Fetterman. You just let it bunch up back here.
Exactly. That's true. So anyways, it's 2022 Christmas time.
Yeah.
We're getting ready to the end of the year, and Chuck and I have Krell, when was the last time you smoked? I think last Sunday with us.
Yeah,
we saw Krell Sunday.
Sunday, we saw you Sunday, and then Chuck, I saw Tuesday, Thursday, and then Saturday.
And Sunday.
Oh yeah, where do we go Saturday? No, not Saturday. Oh, Saturday.
Saturday was Mr. J's. Saturdays was Mr. J's.
No, not Saturday. That was Friday. No, Thursday was Mr. J's.
No,
when did you go to set the day?
Oh, you're right.
When did you go to set the day?
Sunday.
Sunday.
That was
night.
Sunday.
Oh yeah. Ricky came down on Saturday. You're right.
Yeah.
God, I'm out of my mind. Yeah. So we've been smoking a lot of cigars, and just because it's the end of the year, and I just wanted to say, and there are three of these guys are cigar smokers. Matt's going to be. He'll get there once we get him into the right cigar. Dane, there's no chance. He's
no
not
way,
like
dude.
Dane. I can see smoking a corncob pipe. The pipe community is very weird, by the way.
I clean guitars with like rubbing alcohol once in a while, and I'm like, I have to go like this. Oh shit, rubbing alcohol.
Well, that's
So
not
anyway,
good
I wanted to see what these guys thought, and plus, if there's any cigar smokers in the crowd, what you thought the cigar of the year was. What was the best cigar you had all year? Now, I will say, Cigar Aficionado this year has called the cigar of the year the H. Upmann No. 2. Now, that's a Cuban cigar, and when it comes to Cuban cigars, the No. 2 is a Torpedo. I've had this cigar. I've had it over the summer. It's phenomenal. The H. Upmann Cubans, the No. 2, the Magnum 54, and the Magnum 52 are friggin' incredible cigars. But not always available because we are in a country that doesn't allow them. So I'll start with Chuck. Chuck, what would you say was your cigar of the year? If you had to say, let's go with 2 cigars that you think just really excelled this year for you.
First and foremost, the hot cake. This was the first year I had
HVC hot cake.
And I think the HVC hot cake is as good. It can go toe to toe with any cigar out there.
It's fantastic.
The only other cigar I would put close to that. It's a kind of a toss up between one of those Alma Fuertes from Plasencia.
Mm-hmm.
Or I got to tell you that the HVC selection number 1 is sensational. The Olmec was sensational.
Mm-hmm.
If I had to
the
pick
foundation Olmec, yeah, that's
the foundation Olmec. But if I had to pick one, I would say the HVC hot cake, followed very closely by the Plasencia Alma Fuerte.
Yeah. Excellent. Well, Plasencias, I mean, everything they make is fucking awesome. That 1898 is fantastic. The reserve is fantastic. I mean,
all of it.
They don't miss. They don't miss. Krellbot, what about for you?
Well, he said hotcake. You picked one up at the humidor for me before we left one time. And he said, yeah, you got to try it. So a couple weeks later, I tried it outside and I loved it. And the Cavalier,
fantastic.
or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know Chuck loved those.
Yes, I did.
Through those.
Yes, I did. That was.
And Joe's not here, but Joe messages me, and I will tell you this: Joe loves the Oliva Serie V Milanio. He is like hooked. He's ordering them left and right. He's like that. They better never discontinue this cigar, or Hulky's going to be mad. No. He loves that. For me, I would say the best cigar of the year for me, and it was also discontinued this year, is the Todos Los Dias from Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust. I just think that cigar is, I love the hot cake. I just think it edges it out a little bit. There's something about it, like as I smoke it, I'm like, I could eat this thing. It's just so good. I loved it. Anyway, so if you guys are cigar smokers out there and you want to check out a cigar, or you want, also just an honorable mention. I haven't had this cigar yet. Somebody recommended a Dunbarton cigar because I love the Todos Los Dias, and it's our buddy Carl. Everyone, Krell and Chuck know Carl. Yep. And Carl was telling me how this thing was amazing. So Chuck last night, they had it there. Chuck tried it. Then Steve tried it. Dave, Jim. Everyone got, and I took one home. I'm like, I'll smoke it later when I get home. And but that's the Sombre Mesa Brulee by Dunbarton is should get an honorable mention for just being. I mean, Dunbarton makes great cigars. Yes, hey, Clive, thank you so much. Rick Grimes, he smokes Swisher Sweets.
Does that qualify?
Keep the
anyway, so if you're into smoking cigars, or you want to try something, definitely try. Clearly, we can see the HVC hot cake is the one to look out for. It comes in many sizes. I really like it in the 60 ring, and I'm not a 60 ring guy, but I like it in the 60 ring. The other thing is the Dunbarton. If you can find one, a Todos Los Dias in the double wide Bellicoso is phenomenal. Now that's enough about cigars. Now we're going to go into pipe smoke. No, I'm kidding. The pipes, the pipe smoking community. A couple of pipe videos came up on my YouTube, and I'm watching it, going, "What's wrong with these people?" They're spending 45 minutes to an hour cleaning the pipe. I'm like, just smoke the fucking thing. If the thing, what out if it's not working? It just drove me nuts. Anyway, Squire, welcome. So since Zim is running a shop, and I don't know, Cheech, I don't think he's been around. I don't know. He recently joined my carnivore group on Facebook, but I haven't seen him in the chats. I don't know. I'm sure he's around. Anyways, with being in a store, we were talking earlier, a couple of us before you got there, Zim, about gear that excited us in 2022. Was there anything that you were excited about, or something that was a hot seller, whether it any type of musical product, doesn't have to be a guitar, because clearly guitars don't excite me whatsoever. I mean, like someone says, "Oh, a new Strat came out." Great. There's another guitar. I'd have to change the frets, the pickups. I mean, I wouldn't even do it because I change too much on every guitar. I mean, I'm done with guitars, but
Give me the
gear in
rundown
general.
on what you guys thought was new and exciting, and it'll give me a minute to think about it.
Well, I'll just come out and say the only thing that I even looked at that I thought I would actually purchase was the SLO pedal, the Soldano pedal.
That was hot.
And I've been slow to get it. What's that?
That was a new trendy item, and
Yeah.
I watched Anderton's video on that, and some guys complained that, you know, because that's a preamp pedal, guys plugged into that and then put it into the front of your amp. That's the kind of pedal that you put into the return of your effects loop.
The power section. Yeah.
Yeah, and so,
Right.
you know, so there's that. But I do have. You want to already get into the guitar of the night? Because I do have something sort of unusual.
Well, I will. But let me just say, so the Soldano SLO pedal I looked at, and I was like, I should get one of those. The thing looks great. And then I think about my rig, and I'm like, you know what? I went through a few pedals of that heavy Marshall drive, and a lot of those pedals don't like other pedals. They don't play nice with others. I have an Angry Charlie version 2. And the Angry Charlie version 2, I have it set up where it works nice with the pedals I'm using. So I'm like, do I even want to get into that fucking mess again of taking that off, put the Soldano on, and then I got to sit there and worry if this thing's going to play nice with others. And like you said, it's like a preamp thing, and I don't. There you go. Which one is that one? Let me see. Version 3. Yeah, that's the Angry Charlie version 3. Great pedal. Fantastic. What are you selling that for?
$130.
Nice. It's a good price. Good price. Good, great pedal. It's a Marshall in a box. We purchased a Shure SM58 made in Mexico. I think for that type of vocal mic, I like the blue mics. The Blue 100, the Blue 200, and the Blue 300. And you can find them all. Rick Grimes brought a Donner Looper pedal with drum tracks in it. Thought it was nice. Nice. And Andrew Collins is saying, did we see the PRS DGT guitar? No. I don't even look at guitars because every time I see one, I'm like, what would I have to do to it? Like PRS, the pickups don't excite me. I don't know.
I gotta say there is one, but it wasn't last year, so I don't know if it counts. The only one that I ever looked at and thought, well, that'd be cool to check out was this Charvel. It was like a Pro Mod DK something, and it was like they had that roasted maple neck on it.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah, and they weren't that expensive. They were like, I don't know, like somewhere between 1,300 and 1,800 or something like that.
Right.
Had a kind of didn't have a Floyd on it, but it looked like a really nice guitar. Is one of those though I would still probably have to change something on it, but I really like the look of the neck on it. So it was one that I almost considered buying, but other than that, I can't really
Power
remember.
Stack. I don't, Cheech, I'm not even sure what the Boss Power Stack is. Is that a pedal? Uh-oh. Zim took off like a bat out of hell. He might have one. Boss Power Stack. The only Boss pedal I have was given to me by Lonesome Lenny when we went to lunch. And I got to put this on a board because this pedal, it looks awesome. It's the CP1X. It's a compressor.
Uh-oh. Power Stack.
There it is, Power Stack. Okay, what is that?
Well, let's see. It has level, bass, treble, and sound drive.
Huh. All right.
Crunch is all the way over on this side, and Ultra is all the way over on that side. So
Interesting. It's a Marshall in a box. I find the whole thing with Marshall very peculiar because You know, people sit and just say Marshall, Marshall, like Dan Brady. But think about it. You would never say, "Oh, this is a Fender in a box." You would say, "This is a Fender Twin. This is a Deluxe Reverb. This is a Princeton in a box." And you know, it's like people like, "Oh, the JCM 800." Well, the JCM 800 had a 1959 model, which is a Plexi. They also had a 2203. In fact, you guys aren't around the Boston area. Hirsch Gardner, who's a drummer, was selling a 79 JMP 2204. It's a fucking great amp. I'm like, I don't need it, but I was like, oh, it's such a good amp. And then the difference between the JMP 2203 and the JCM 800 2203 is the nameplate. That's the only difference. It's the same fucking amp. They just changed the name, so when you ordered it, you'd be like, ooh, I got the new JCM 800, because the JMP was distributed by Rose Morris, and Marshall changed distributors, and so they changed the names of the amps. A friend of mine bought an 800 2210 off me recently and gave me a Bulgara Power Soak and tried, but I haven't got it. They like to live loud. Yeah, the 2210 I'm not a big fan of. Not a fan of that amp. I do like the 2203 and 2204. I didn't care for the 2210s. I thought those were the buzzy ones from the 80s. And likewise, I didn't like the follow-up to them, which is the JCM 900s 4100 and 4500.
I sold one of those Marshall mini stacks today for $400.
Nice.
You guys have had those little mini stacks laying around before, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah, we had those. So what's going to be the Germinos? Yeah, Germinos makes great amps. His 20, based off the 79 JMP. Yeah, that's funny. Great fucking amp. All right, let's see what's your guitar of the day, of the week.
Okay.
By the way, just so people know, I am drinking a diet cream soda with heavy cream. It's so good.
Doesn't have aspartame in it, does it?
Oh, it does.
Oh, that shit's
Which
terrible.
aspartame is fine because it
not.
doesn't have the maltodextrin in it from Equal.
Oh no, aspartame's bad, dude.
I don't like
Any
it.
of that.
I don't mind it.
Oh, okay. Well, when
The
you have
jury's
a
out
brain
on
tumor-
it doesn't
affects
affect your
people
blood
differently.
glucose.
well, it's not that. It's the
No, I know.
it's just the chemical of it. That's what they put in Diet Coke, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
usually.
Okay, yeah, it gives you brain tumors, dude.
Well, I haven't got one yet, so I'll let
you
you
will.
know.
I knew a girl that died from that. A bunch.
My
of
next
them, and
head
that's
will
all
be
she
a
drank.
VHT Pitbull or the Fryette. Yeah. Yeah, Pitbulls are great. Okay, let's see this. Now, what is this? This is a
This is a Valiant.
Valiant.
Now, this is a guitar that is made in the Ukraine.
look at those.
And
It's
I
those
just-
inlays, the Zeppelin image.
Yeah, Philip McKnight just sold me this guitar.
Hold on. Let
And
me blow you up. Let
because
me,
he just has way too many guitars. But this guitar is actually made over in the Ukraine. And on McKnight's channel, he did this kind of thing where he did a video and he tried to help them sell a bunch of guitars, and he bought one himself. But
I like
it,
the,
it helped this factory over in Ukraine. Actually, it paid their mortgage, or it paid their factory workers and everything for like a month, because McKnight did a video and helped them. I mean, there were bombs going off, and these poor guys over there were building guitars, trying to keep the lights on. The Russians are dropping bombs on them and shit like that. But
I like
this
the
is a
wheel in
Valiant.
the neck. I like the truss rod wheel built into the neck. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually a pretty cool guitar.
Wow. Yeah, I
Yeah.
just noticed that. It's on the 22nd fret.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so and it's real interesting because it's funny. It's a Fender shape, but cooler than anything Fender makes, which isn't
Yeah,
hard
it's
to
kind
believe.
of it's a Jaguar shape, right?
Yeah, But
More
that's
Mustang,
it's
I'd
a
say.
much better bridge than a Jag.
Oh yeah, and that's not even a string through. That's through the bridge.
Yeah.
I think it looks a little more Mustang to me.
You're right.
A Mustang
Bigger.
would be a smaller body, right?
That's what I said, but bigger. You know, Mustang, but bigger. But
Yeah,
they're
yeah. Well, yeah, it's similar to that. Or was it the Duosonic? Is that the other one? That was around that same time, the student model.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, thank God there's a V and T on the volume and treble, so I know which one's which.
Yeah. Do you remember the Fender Lead 1 and 2?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I remember the lead too.
Yeah. Actually, I had Steve Morse endorsing those for a short time.
And what are you selling that for?
I'm going to say $1,500.
All right.
Ukraine, they're selling from their from the website, brand new retail, shipped out of the Ukraine for $24.99.
Wow. All right.
I'm $1,000 off.
Now, have any of you guys seen? There's a video where a guy pulls a guitar out of a barn and does a restoration on it.
That's bullshit, dude.
Yeah.
Have you? Oh my God! It's the fakest video.
Road Worn series.
It's a road one, but I love the fact that he painted the fucking frets green to try to fool people.
So, Dane, does it come relics like that? Is that
it's so fucking silly.
Straight from their factory like this. Okay. If Joe is here, well, Crowbar, you could probably look up their site, right?
Yeah, sure. Valiant. Is it Valiant Guitars, you said?
Yeah, VAL.
I'll post the link. Hang on.
IANT. And this one's called a Jupiter.
Yeah, they ask you if you like their stuff, and you're like, "That's a valiant effort."
Yeah.
The jokes aren't getting any better.
It looks like Godo locking tuners on there.
Charlie asked, "What's happened?" You know what else was coming up in my feed now nonstop is Ken Tamplin. Do you guys know who Ken Tamplin is?
Oh, he's the singer. And when he sings, his tongue is all like,
yeah, he looks like Schwarzenegger when he falls into Mars. And he's like, with his tongue.
His eyes bulging out.
Yeah,
he's a pretty good singer, and
he's good. But he has these videos now where he's like, who did it better? And he has Dio up against Graham Bonnet, up against Joe Lynn Turner, which I was kind of bummed that he didn't bring in Ronnie Romero, because I think Ronnie's got a good voice too, the last singer that Rainbow had. But anyways, yeah, it's just very strange. It's just
Joe Lynn had the best pop voice.
Well, that's what he says, which he does. I mean, it's obvious. But he really talked a lot about Dio using great technique, and he did the same thing with Deep Purple, with Ian Gillan and Coverdale. He does it with a bunch.
I have to tell you, my band, we were doing vocals in the studio on Wednesday night, and it was my part to do background vocals. And our engineer is so good at going la la la, and then through the control room window, and then I'd be like singing these, and I swear to God, after about 10 takes, I was singing like Boys to Men harmonies with these guys in my band, and it turned out so good. I mean, we were like, like when you have singing a perfect harmony, they almost like hum. It almost hums together. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You're singing like Boys to Men harmonies. The next thing you know, you're in the middle of a circle jerk going,
It's a joke. Joke.
Right. Vito comes out in this fucking.
This guitar brand. Honestly,
you have that
guys,
clip. You said you were going to bring that clip up this week.
Oh, I forgot.
Honestly, guys, if any of you guys want to help that war effort in Ukraine, Russia, like going on this website that he just put up there and looking and possibly maybe buying one of these guitars straight from the Ukraine, it helps them a lot. Because
I tell you, I'd rather spend that money on that than a Fender. So it's like, at least it's something different.
Thank you, Fender Bender. So,
amazing. They make really good guitars.
It looks like a nice guitar. I always
In your spare time, guys, after the show, look them up and see what you guys think. And because
Happy
sometimes
New Year
people
to you,
want
sir.
to. I mean, we just sent them 35 or 45 billion more dollars, but if somebody wants to help out some more, Valiant
Yeah.
Guitars.
Oh my God, the Jupiter Fireborn. That is a weird finish, but I mean, interesting. It's $7,000.
Jeez.
Oh, is that all?
They make high-end guitars.
that's
Is it a bolt-on or a
this
neck
is a
through? Or?
$2,500 guitar. If you guys want to call me tomorrow,
Hold on. Let me put the info up.
Wait, is this $7,000 one like a set neck or a bolt-on or?
Yeah,
if
I'm
you guys
trying to
want to call
say.
me tomorrow, I don't have the case for this, but Phil's actually looking for the case. He goes, I had the case. I don't know what happened to it.
Well, actually, I'm going to post the link to the Fireborn, and I mean, I know what wood that is, but it's like, it's a very unique finish. I'm not sure if I like it yet, but hang on.
This is, in my opinion, it's a really, that's kind of a weird relic.
Yeah,
But it's
take a
really
look
good.
at that. I just posted a link. That's
It looks like
I've never seen a
nitro.
guitar- Never
Doesn't
seen a guitar
smell
look like that.
nitro.
It's probably not. But what's the difference, anyways?
Yeah, I'd rather have a poly finish. Doesn't chip. Doesn't
Yeah,
dent.
looks
I
good.
mean,
It's a good looking guitar.
Hmm.
Hold on.
is that
Hold
focused
on.
right there?
Yeah.
Simulated checking.
Yeah. It's called putting it in the freezer and then out in the sun.
Yeah.
Watch the finish check.
The
Actually,
guitar has varicose veins. Very close.
And it looks like multiple pieces of wood glued together on the back there too. So
Oh yeah, there's definitely. I could see the seam on the top one. It's
One,
probably 3 piece.
two. Yeah, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's 5 or 6 pieces.
Yeah.
Oh, that $7,000 guitar is a bolt-on. It's not neck
Jeez.
through. Did you look at it yet? The link? I think
haven't.
the price comes from whatever that fucking
That,
wood
I
is.
don't see how anyone could justify that kind of price for a bolt-on neck or
No,
anything really. I mean, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, my
Yeah.
when I was buying guitars, my spending limit was $2,000. I would not buy anything over $2,000.
Yeah, it looks
So,
like
you know,
zebra wood or
like
something.
using-
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like anything too ornate like that. That doesn't do anything
Yeah,
for me.
I can't decide if I like it or not. It's just that
I
mean,
decided
just
for you. It's no go.
Don't worry, I'm
No-go.
not in danger of buying any guitars soon. So
Yeah. And so not a lot of gear that anyone's really excited about. I had a friend of mine, he bought a what's that amp from Friedman, the Dirty Shirley the other day. He bought one used. And I said to him, he said he was doing his friend a favor by buying it from his friend. Because his friend was charging him like really full pop for a used amp. And I was like, for that money, you'd be better off buying, I won't say. If you could have one amp only, guys, and sorry, Chuck, this won't be something you could answer, but one amplifier only, what would you have?
wow.
And you had to
And is
gig-
that to play live gigs or is that to
Gigs,
record in your
gigs,
home studio or for live
gigs? Because I thought about this and I told him this. I said, if I had to cut down a one amp, I would cut down to a Bogner Shiva 6L6. I think that amp can do everything. And the cleans on that amp are friggin' amazing. The overdrive on that amp's amazing. For years I played Mesas, and Mesas clean stink. I'll be the first to admit it. I've said it since the day I've owned a Mesa. The clean on that amp is not good. Marshalls have a decent clean. I just am not. The overdrive sound is yellow to me. which I like yellow, but I don't like the yellow in the sound.
Mhm.
It sounds like a tube screamer always in the, I don't know, something about it.
Sounds
The
hard.
new Vibro Champ, says Squire. Anyone else have an opinion if they had one amp, what they would have? Matt, anything?
Well, I always said I wanted an SLO, but geez, I don't think I've tried enough amps to really come to a.
Yeah, that's where I'm at too. I've always thought if I was looking for, I wouldn't want to take my Marshall out to play gigs anymore because it's just too old and it's too valuable. So I thought about checking out the EVH 5150 with the 3 channels because I've heard people playing them and they sounded great, but until I actually try it myself, I don't know.
Yeah.
But it sounded like a good option with the 3 channels and all that. So I don't know.
I mean, I think a lot of these amps have 3 channels now. The rectifier has 3 channels. I think the dual rectifier sounds nicer than that EVH3. I've heard that amp. I honestly, out of all the amps I've ever heard, I think the Bogner Shiva is the best of the best. I just think it's.
I've heard good things, but I've never played one. So
Yeah.
Have you ever tried the diesel?
I haven't tried one, but they're heavy.
Yeah.
Like big, good overdrive sound.
Mm-hmm.
When I was playing in my punk band, pre-COVID, I would take my Bugera 6262, but I wouldn't
Which
play
is
it in
a
the dirty
knock.
channel. Yeah, I wouldn't play it in the dirty channel. I would stay in the clean channel, and I would use my DS distortion in front of it. Because if I was in a song where I had to stop in the Bugera dirty channel, it would instantly go to feeding back because you had to play really loud. But with the
Cheech,
DS1
there's
in
you.
the front of the amp, you blast into bar chords, and you stop, it wouldn't feed back.
Now the
So I would go with that.
6262, is that the 900 clone?
I think that is, yeah.
Yeah. Because all the
And then I
Bugeras
would-
are clone amps.
Yeah, and then I would also take my orange OR 120 or whatever it was, the solid state one, and
All
put
right,
that
you
in
lost
the
me with
30
orange.
because I loved how those
Yeah.
sounded. I would take the solid state orange, and it was a half stack,
You can have it.
Actually,
100 watt, 50 watt, and
the solid state
love them.
oranges sound better than their tube amps. I've
Either
tried
any
those.
orange, I would take out into a
I'm
field
in
and
line
do like
with you
Office
on
Space did to the copier.
Well, the solid state ones aren't as sludgy as the tube ones.
And
So
when you're
it's
going
actually
to
a
a
little-
gig, you don't have to worry about it. When you flip the switch, it's going to come right on. And you're never going to have to worry if you have good power in the bar or, they're dependable.
Well,
And
with the PV Viper, you had to worry about good power because that's essentially a computer. There, I used to gig with a Tube 60, and it could get glitchy if the power wasn't up to snuff. I had to buy a regulator.
Hey, did anyone I just thought about this. Was Tulsa King on last night? Was the new one on last night?
It's every Tuesday. So
Sunday. But it was Christmas, so I didn't know if there was a new one on. Either way, I just want to say
it comes out every Tuesday, I thought.
it's every Sunday. But it's okay.
It ends up on Hulu every Tuesday.
Oh,
That's right.
I watch it on Paramount Plus.
Oh, is that where?
Has anyone seen the movie Bullet Train?
No, I've heard of it.
Is that new?
Oh,
Brad
that
You
Pitt?
guys
new
have
thing-
if you guys have Netflix, it's a Brad Pitt movie. Yes, Hugh, it's awesome. Awesome.
Dude, me and my girlfriend went to the theater to see that, and we walked out 3/4 of the way through. We were like, okay,
You're
we've seen
kidding.
enough people get murdered in this.
There's a few killings.
Date night.
There are 6 assassins on a train. But yeah, it's so tongue-in-cheek, though. It's not a serious movie. And then at
No.
the end, when you got Michael Shannon in the movie, I'm just like, come on. But it was enjoyable. I found it terribly entertaining.
Mhm.
Terribly.
The
and it was
only time
whoever-
I walked out. The only time I walked out of a movie was because it sucked. I mean, like I don't care amount of violence or whatever.
Yeah.
This was entertaining. I was like, it was funny. There was like a lot of tongue-in-cheek shit. Nothing was serious about it. It reminds me of like Snatch, Guy Ritchie stuff. It's not nearly as good as Snatch, but it was entertaining. Anyways,
The only movie I ever walked out of was Natural Born Killers
Horrible movie.
because we were in there and we snuck in a bunch of 40 ounces, and my buddy dropped his and it started rolling, so we had to like ease out of the.
You had to ease on down the aisle and get the hell out of there.
Yeah, we had to
I
ease on
can't, I
out.
can't stand
Right.
Juliette Lewis. I cannot stand that woman.
Yeah.
She just rubs me the wrong way.
I walked out
It
on.
wasn't really the movie. It was more like, oh boy, we're gonna.
I walked out on the Rob Zombie Lords of Salem. I got.
Oh, that was awful.
Oh, it was.
I was
terrible.
smart enough not to walk into that.
Yeah.
And I love House of a Thousand Corpses.
Yeah, the House of a Thousand.
That is
Corpses
so.
is good.
That was done perfectly. After that, like Devil's Rejects and Three from
Yeah.
Hell, it lost its fun. It
Yeah.
it just was sadistic murder stuff. And I
Yeah.
mean, the first one was a little more campy.
Yeah, I agree.
The first one was a legit horror movie. The
Mhm.
second two, like you said, just gratuitous stuff.
But Lords of Salem
You
was
know?
just like, my God, I can't take any more of this. Get
Oh
me
yeah,
out.
it was. It just made no sense.
I know. And I didn't even recognize that one actress, Meg Foster. She,
Oh yeah.
Oh, I
There's,
love Meg
really,
Foster
really-
and They Live.
dude, you would
Yeah.
not recognize her in this, man. She is so weathered
Old.
and cracked, and for real. I saw
it's too
her
bad.
at a convention in Burbank, and a friend of mine used to be her makeup artist, and I just walk up and man, she looks like an old boot. I mean, she was
Yeah.
like working like off a fishing trolley or something for like out in the sun.
Yeah, she
all
looks
day.
horrible.
She looks.
She
so
always
bad.
had those bright blue eyes.
She still does. She
it's
still
like,
does.
yeah.
She
But,
was great
yeah.
in They Live. Can we talk about what a
Yeah.
great movie They Live is?
She was a TV reporter.
Well, another good
Think-
John Carpenter
Rock-
that doesn't get.
You know,
enough
that was
credit
supposed-
is, Prince of Darkness.
Oh,
Oh,
geez. Yeah, there's a story behind this one.
we discussed this one Halloween last year. Joe's favorite movie of all time, favorite horror movie is Prince of Darkness.
Really?
So I ended up watching it, and as
Mhm.
I'm watching it, I'm like, "Oh, wait a second! This girl looks like my friend Anne Marie that I give guitar lessons to." It turns out it's her. I reached out to her, so she came on the show the next week.
Really?
Yeah,
That's
the girl that got possessed first there. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
I think the character's name was Susan or something.
Yeah, because that looks like it was filmed around your area or something, wasn't it? I mean, in the New England area.
I don't think so. I think it was
looked
downtown
more
LA.
like
No, really? Maybe it was.
I
don't
think
know.
that's what she said it was.
Oh, okay. All right, but yeah, that was a cool Carpenter.
The Thing is my
Oh yeah,
best of all time. That's
Oh,
my
it's
favorite.
fantastic. I
horror
even like
movie series.
I like the recent one they did.
Mhm.
You know, when They Live, that was supposed to be Kurt Russell as well in there, but then John Carpenter said, "Well, hey, Kurt, you're in everything I make. I got to try something else." So I wrote Roddy Piper.
Piper was great.
Fog
Oh
was
yeah,
good. Fog was good.
Fog's
Yeah.
excellent.
Mm.
Anything?
Did you guys
Oh, by the
watch,
way, hold on. I have to say something to Chuck. So last night, I'm like, I'm going to go to sleep to Barney Miller. So I go to
yeah.
Amazon Prime. I put on the first episode, and the first episode's almost him and his wife the whole time. And I'm like,
Mhm.
I
Throwaway.
don't remember this. What's that?
It was a throwaway, the first one.
It's terrible. And so I was like, I got to watch this one. I'm going to stay awake because I wanted to fall asleep to it. If I hear all the shenanigans and what was the guy's name that played Rollo?
Gregory Sierra.
Julio.
Gregory Sierra.
Julio.
Julio. Yeah.
yeah.
You know,
Ruben Sierra, you said? Well, what's it? No, Ruben Sierra's.
Gregory
he's
Sierra.
he was in Sanford and Son. He was in All in the Family.
Yeah. Gregory
Oh.
Sierra. Ruben Sierra
yeah,
was a
Greg
baseball
Sierra.
player.
That's it.
Yeah.
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 Hilarious. Anyway, so I couldn't get a chance to watch it because I was like, I'm not going to bed listening to this wife of his. Bitch, it was so canned, like, I don't want you to go to work. And I was like, this isn't Barney Miller to me. This is obnoxious. So I ended up putting on Columbo. Big surprise.
My
And,
favorite episode of Barney Miller was the pot brownies one, when Wojo's girlfriend.
Oh yeah.
does the pot, and Fish gets high, and he took down a perp, and apparently it was like Superman jumping all over. Oh, you wouldn't believe Fish jumped from a rooftop.
Bonnie Miller's fantastic. The problem was this pilot episode, because I wanted to watch them in order. But Chuck gave me no warning that the first episode stinks. No
It does.
warning
It's a
whatsoever.
throwaway episode. Total throwaway episode. Couldn't agree more.
Totally.
You got to start with the second one, really. You
Yeah,
don't even need
it's-
the first one.
Is she even on the show in the second one?
She does flashes, but inconsequential.
Yeah,
You know?
she's.
Yeah, well, the
you have to
test
get out
audience
there.
probably saw her and said, "Hey, get her off there."
Yeah.
You had to get rid of her. The
Yeah,
show
yeah.
was if they kept that show the way the first episode went, that show would have went nowhere fast.
Oh yeah.
And nobody was in the credits except for Julio. What's his name on the damn show?
Jono.
What is it?
Jono.
They only have him and Max Gale and Vigoda.
Yeah.
No one's talking about
Exu.
Yamana or Harris
Yeah.
or my favorite Luger.
Beluga. You start with the second one. You will not
I
be
love James
disappointed.
Gregory.
You will not.
Fucking love James Gregory. It's fucking
remember
excellent.
what-
All right.
James
So-
Gregory is the general in the second Planet of the Apes movie. Did you know?
Yes.
that? He's
Yes.
great in that too.
He's fit. I love the guy. First of all, his voice is fucking
Yeah.
gold.
Yeah.
His voice is gold. I love him.
Mhm.
He's great. So Joe's not here tonight. And so Matt is going to fill the shoes and go over some lists for us. What list do you have for us tonight, Matt?
We've got the 25 greatest drummers of all time.
Oh, my God.
All right.
Now,
Love it.
This-
Is
this
this
might be
confined to
just a
rock?
a little pre
Doesn't
thing.
specify
Before we
genre.
started, Chuck and I were talking today. Chuck and I have an ongoing disagreement about a
We do.
certain drummer. About
We
a
do.
drummer. He hates
Keith Moon.
Alex Van Halen.
Oh yeah.
And I think Alex Van Halen is a very good drummer. I'm not
I
saying
think he's
he's in my
underrated.
top 30, but I think he's underrated. That's what I said.
Mhm.
Chuck hates
I think he's so overrated. It's criminal.
Chuck
Really?
thinks he plays with jazz hands.
He
thinks,
plays. Everything is ring ting, ring ting, ring ting, ring ting. If you
He
could play
swings.
on the Tonight Show in the 1960s, you're not a 25 greatest drummers of all time.
They
What
swing.
was the
That's
guy? What was the guy from the Tonight Show's name back then? What was his name? The horn player.
Doc Severance.
Thank you.
Doc Severance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Chuck,
He's
are
a
you
little
you
like
drummer then?
Loafers, wasn't it?
Chuck's the drummer.
It was
Are you a
Doc
drummer
Gay.
then? Okay. Shall I begin?
Allegedly.
RL, what's happening?
Well, hold on. Is Keith Moon going to be on this list?
I don't
He
know. 'cause
probably
they-
is, but it'll be under protest by me. I'll tell
Just
you
so
right
you
now.
know,
You know what's funny is after. Oh, sorry, what you meant?
No, I was just going to say, just so you know, there's not like a list of names in front of me. There's just like a picture and a number for the, the guy. So I'm
Right.
not going to know who's at the top of the list.
Right,
till
you
we
have to
get
scroll. Yeah.
there. Right. So go ahead, Dave.
So I got off the phone with Chuck, and then I went to go smoke a cigar. And I was listening to the Acid Jazz channel, and there was some band called Snowboy I've never heard of. But immediately I'm like, I love this fucking drummer. There was such a groove on this song by this band. And I was like, that's what I look for in drums. And I find like a lot of rock drummers play very square. Just they don't do it for me. And guys like Keith Moon, I think if you took the band away from Keith Moon and had Keith Moon just play drums, it would sound like somebody throwing a drum kit down the Santa Monica stairs.
You can see that online. He does a drum solo online, and he has goldfish in his drums.
The
Yeah,
joke's a
he's
lot
a
better if
mess.
you guys know the Santa Monica stairs. Matt knows. what I'm talking
I
about.
do. Yeah, I do.
Like a ginormous half a
Right,
mile
so-
staircase. All right.
So number 25 is Mike Portnoy.
Great drummer.
Yeah, I think he's good.
Why
Very
not,
good.
dog?
Progressive
He
rock.
can't play solo. though. When he does a solo, it's the most uninteresting solo. So, but he's a great drummer.
Didn't know this. He went to Berkeley
music
College
schoolie
in
for me.
Boston.
Yep.
Yeah.
All those guys did. Petrucci.
I think I was just going to say.
I knew
think a lot of
Petrucci
them
did. Yeah.
John Myung did too.
All right, number 24, one of my favorites, Danny Carey.
I like him.
First of all, I like him a lot better than Portnoy.
What band is he
I
in?
don't
What
think
band?
one number should separate
Tool.
them.
Tool.
Yeah.
Oh, Tool.
Yeah.
And again, now here's
It's
a
the
perfect
polyrhythms,
example.
sorry.
Here's a perfect example for Chuck. I am not a Tool fan. I like a few songs, but I cannot stand Maynard. I just don't like him. I don't like his voice. I don't like a lot of the melodies. I do love Prison Sex and Sober. Those two songs, those hits were great. They were poppy. They were good. But I'm not a big fan. But Danny Carey's a fucking great drummer. It's great.
He's one of my favorites. But I'm a big Tool fan. I love them. All right, number 23, which I don't know if I would put him over the other two, but then I'm not that familiar with him. Max Weinberg. Springsteen.
Yeah, Bruce Springsteen. And
That's like, really?
And I think he's also doing the Brian Setzer.
Well, he's not a bad drummer, but it's like
No.
he doesn't even belong
He's a
on the
decent
list.
drummer.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
a decent drummer, but I mean, he's like a jazzier drummer, and there's so many better jazzy guys that could fill up about 75.
And didn't he do
spots.
the Tonight Show or something for a long time?
It's Conan.
Hit that low.
No, Conan
Conan.
O'Brien. He was the Max Weinberg 7.
Yeah.
He's not terrible, but he's certainly not a standout in any way, shape, or form. You know, he's good.
Not in a grand scheme.
And
He
he's
can
not
play.
close
Top
to
25.
doing anything
Yeah.
metal ever. He's never done any type of thing metal. There's no double kick pedal, I don't think. Nothing like that's ever.
I don't
come
know
out.
if that's a
I don't think that's a
requirement.
precursor. Yeah.
I could say Steve
Because
Gadd
Buddy
never
Rich
did.
is gonna
Steve
be on
Gadd
this
should be in
list.
it. Yeah, I'm sure.
We'll see.
So
Well, 22 is a woman, and I've never
If
heard
it's
of
Meg
her.
White,
No.
no, it's
It's that Lenny
no.
Kravitz, the girl
if
that
it's
was in Lenny
Karen
Kravitz.
Carpenter, I'm done.
No. Never heard the
Okay.
name before. Have no idea. Maureen Mo Tucker.
she's from. Oh my God, that's Velvet Underground.
Ground. Yeah.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sheila E. before Sheila E. Yeah,
I'm sure she blows the doors off Danny Carey, right?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
How
I
do
don't
I
even know.
even
Can
know
anyone in
that?
that band play an instrument? I never.
They couldn't when they started. I know
So she
that.
plays standing up, which is Slim Jim Phantom style, I guess.
Hey,
Right,
the
Slim
kid,
Jim Phantom, and also the guy from Jellyfish. What's his name?
The kid from Home
Andy
Alone, right?
Sturmer.
The kid from Home Alone, Matthew. What's the little
Macaulay.
kid from?
Macaulay
Macaulay.
Culkin.
Macaulay Culkin.
Later on, when he put together a Velvet Underground band where they spoofed on all the lyric content, and they went over to play London, and they immediately got booed off the stage. People were throwing shit at him and everything. So yeah, Macaulay Culkin put together a Velvet Underground thing where they made up funny lyrics to all the songs, and they spoofed on Velvet Underground, and they were immediately thrown out.
All
of
the
first
purists.
venue
All
they
the
played.
purists.
Yeah.
Oh my! I can't believe she's
Macaulay
on that
Culkin.
list. I mean, I've heard the Velvet Underground. I had some friends that were into it, and they get, "Oh, you gotta listen to this." And I go, "It's fucking awful."
Horrendous. It's horrendous. There's
And
not
I
even
don't
gonna be a
remember
discussion
any
about it. It's
drumming on that
horrendous.
to write home about. You know, it's like, oh my God.
All right, number.
I wrote home
21.
about it. I just saw the worst drummer standing up.
But she pees sitting down.
Yeah, I was just
Who's the
gonna
best
say
drummer? Who's the best drummer that stood up?
Slim Jim.
Slim Jim, yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I liked
Yeah,
Andy
family.
Sturmer from Jellyfish.
That's right. That's right. He's played standing up as well and sang.
Yeah,
Number
and
21.
sang. He was great.
Number 21
What's that?
is Jeff. Number 21 is Jeff
Ricky Ricardo?
Porcaro.
Jeff Porcaro's 21.
He's number 21.
That's such fucking bullshit.
Yeah, he should be higher on the list, but I'm glad they got him
Top
on the
three.
list at least.
Top
He
three.
should be higher. He should be higher.
For me, he's number one, but top three.
He's dead now, is he? Is
Oh,
Yeah.
no, he died at
Yeah.
35.
He died a while
in
ago.
92.
Why
Yeah.
is he number one for you, Dave? Why is he number one?
I love his grooves. To me, he grooves.
And
Played
he
on-
was a drummer.
How about this?
That-
He died at 35. He's on over 700 albums.
Holy shit.
And he could take someone else's style and he make it his own, like with the Purdy
He-
Shuffle and stuff. And he does a
Purdy.
demonstration
I know
and
he's
stuff.
He was a
for that.
huge student of all the fucking great drummers. James Gadsden, Bernard Purdy, Bonham. He studied drummers, and he plays. He has a groove.
Says he was considered the most prominent studio drummer of all time.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's fucking amazing.
All right,
about
let's
that?
go. 20 is Alan White.
Alan White
From
was
Yes?
yes. He's also played in. I think it's the same Alan White that played with Lennon.
Yes, he did. Yep.
Yeah.
Played drums
I
with
think
Lennon.
Bruford's probably a better drummer than Alan White.
Well, of course, Bruford's going to be on the list much higher than Alan
Yeah.
White. He should be because Bruford's a. I think Bruford should be higher on the list than Neil Peart, but that's me.
All right, so 19, you guys are going to probably grumble at because I do. 19 is Dave Grohl.
Fuck no.
He shouldn't be on the list.
I know.
Hey, he's a great rock drummer, but he shouldn't be
Yeah.
on the list.
I know.
How about
He's
this?
better than
He's
the
so
girls
good.
from
He
Velvet
has
Underground.
Taylor Hawkins play live his parts.
Yeah,
How tough is that?
yeah,
Mm.
yeah. All right. 18, this is a really good one. Probably should be hard too. Terry Bozzio.
Oh, yeah.
Phenomenal.
Wow.
Yeah.
Fucking
should be higher.
phenomenal. Way higher. Phenomenal.
Yeah. Yeah,
Let me
so,
tell you about
uh,
one thing with
I'm
Grohl.
wondering if Coleyud is going to be on this list.
If Bozio's on the
One thing
list,
with
he
Grohl.
definitely should be.
Yeah.
mhm.
Yeah, go back to
Grohl's
Dave
best
Grohl for a
stuff.
minute.
Go back to
Grohl's
Dave
best
Grohl.
stuff is with them Crooked Vultures. If you've heard that stuff,
I've got
It's
that
good.
CD. Yeah.
it's real.
There's no
good.
question he's a good drummer. Top 25 of all time? No.
Nope.
No.
Better than the girl from Velvet Underground, though.
Oh, she's great.
I know she's
He's
on the same
great.
list. Okay.
Maureen Mo Tucker. So 17 is a guy I haven't heard of either. Joe Jones,
What does it say about him?
known as Philly Joe Jones, native Philadelphia, great jazz drummer, led bands from, what's this? Let's see.
Wait, who was the guy that you
I
mentioned?
thought it was
that
Earl
played with John
Jones
Lennon?
that played in the Philly soul stuff. Wasn't it Earl?
Well, this says Joe, Philly Joe. Played with
Different
like Miles Davis, Bill Evans, Chet
Oh,
Baker.
okay. Jazz, bebop shit.
Yeah.
Who was the guy that you mentioned that played for John Lennon? Because John Lennon has that song, "Well, We All Shine On," and you hear
Yeah,
the drum
Instant
part.
Karma.
He ruins that song. That drummer
I
ruined
think that was
song
Ringo.
for me.
Yeah, that sounds like Ringo.
Did Ringo do that?
I don't know. I don't think it was
sounds
Alan White. I don't know who
It's like,
Peter
that would
Ashworth?
be my guess.
What's the band, Hugh?
Shine on.
That
Instant
name's
Karma.
eluding me.
All right, let's continue.
Instant Karma, is that the name of that song?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That dude,
Yeah, a
in
lot of
my
different
opinion,
guys.
that drummer ruined that song.
Jim Keltner played with Lennon. He had a lot of drummers that he played with.
Okay, number 16, Al Jackson Jr.
That I don't know who that is.
Yeah,
The
me
jazz
too.
guy or what?
Founding member of Booker T and the MGs.
Okay.
So he's a Memphis guy.
Yeah.
Wow, they're really
sound,
reaching.
real good sound,
Okay.
pretty funky.
All right, you guys are gonna love this one because he so blows.
But if
away.
he's there, if
Ugh.
that guy's there, how the hell do you not have Roger Hawkins on the list? The guy
Well, he
in
might
the
be.
lot that I know is David Palmer.
We're
Hugh.
not done, Dave. They might be on the list. 15, you guys are gonna just like crap over because you've already made fun of him
Keith Moon.
before so many times. Number 15, because he's better than Danny Carey, is Ringo Starr.
Ringo, though, was a left-handed drummer on a right-handed drum kit. So every time he went to do a drum roll, instead of leading with your right hand in a drum roll, he would start every drum roll with his left hand. So that gave him
Well, at
a
least we
unique
have an
sound nobody
excuse.
else could do.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
think so.
Well, you can. You just have a right-handed drummer play a left-handed kit, and you can get that same sound.
Paul McCartney was left-handed. He was probably a better drummer than Ringo.
Not probably. He
Well, I
was.
was being kind.
Yeah.
All right.
Ringo did what he had to do.
Ringo was good at knowing
Over-
when to play and when not to play, and he wrote parts. He didn't just sit there.
Top
and hold
25 of
speak-
all time, I still say no.
Yeah. Speaking of Ringo, I watched Caveman last night.
Oh, great.
Nice.
Oh,
gotta
okay,
say-
dude. Yeah, Bummer I love.
Kentucky Fried Movie.
I got to say, the Caveman, there's one scene that even if I think about it to this day, I just die laughing. It's the scene where he and Dennis Quaid are out sleeping outside, and you hear this buzz, and this mosquito, about 3 foot big, lands on his face, and he just turns around and goes smash right on his face.
Yeah.
And this yellow shit just goes all over him.
And
That's a great
Barbara
movie.
Bach was
That
Barbara
scene is-
Bach his
oh,
wife in that flick?
Oh,
with
yeah.
him?
Yeah.
Was
The-
she like looking smoking hot?
Shelley
back
Long
there?
was in there too.
Shelley Long, and then the old comedian there with the white hair. I can't remember his name.
Jack Guilford
Jack
Jack Guilford.
Guilford. Thank you so much. Thank you.
and Evan Kim from Kentucky Fried Movie was the Asian guy.
John Matusak.
I answer
Yep,
to
John
a higher
Matusak.
authority. You'll be killing people.
Avery Schreiber too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I haven't seen him since Match Game.
We
I
all
haven't seen him
watched,
since the Doritos commercials.
Yeah.
We all watched that Jim Carrey, the Grinch movie last night. And did you guys know that little girl that played Lenny Lou Who?
She
in-
sings
For
for
Metal Band.
You guys are all
the
up
Pretty
on it.
Reckless. Yeah.
Yeah.
I forget her name though.
Taylor Momsen.
Taylor
My
Momsen.
kids all reminded me of that or told me that. I was like, I have no idea. How cool.
Well, and the kid that played him as a real little Grinch, he passed away like a while ago. He had something wrong with him. So, but he was in some soap opera where he was, really weird in that. But anyway, number 14, Ian Pace.
I like this
Ah,
movie.
there's one for Chuck.
Way
Now,
too low.
he's a lefty.
Way
He's a
too low.
lefty.
Way
Was
too
Ian
low.
Pace a lefty?
Top 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was a lefty.
He does have his hi-hat on the right-hand
And
side.
on Highway Star, during that breakdown where he started doing 16th notes, and then he would turn it into 30-second notes. That, how cool.
Yeah,
that
he
is?
knew his rudiments, man. Fuck. I've seen him live a couple times.
Yeah.
I'm surprised. I got a
Should
few
be
Ian
top
Pace
5.
fans in this dais.
Dave's probably going to lose
Yes.
his shit on number 13. Mitch Mitchell.
Oh God, guy couldn't play in time to save his life.
No.
He didn't have to.
Remind me who Mitch Mitchell is.
Hendrix.
Hendrix.
Oh,
Experience.
yeah.
Any other comments on Mitch?
Yeah, the other Hendrix
Well,
drummer was better.
Oddly
Yeah,
enough, when I was a
Yeah,
kid,
yeah.
when I was a kid, I thought he was the greatest drummer in the world.
Right.
And it's like, I also thought Hendrix was the best player in the world too when I was a kid.
Mitch
And I grew
Mitchell is the personification, the over influence of Buddy Rich on what a drummer should be.
Mhm.
That rat tat tat rat tat tat rat tat, like that's okay, but you got to do more than play the snare drum.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he played around the kit, but he overplayed too, and he didn't do it in time.
Hey guys, give me 1 second. I just gotta use the head.
All right.
We're gonna keep counting down or waiting for Dave.
Did you guys watch any other Christmas flicks over the holidays there?
Well, the
I
classic.
was gonna
is-
watch Die Hard, but
Christmas Vacation is the classic. For
yeah, I tend to watch that every Christmas, but I missed it this year.
no,
We watched Christmas
it.
Story and Christmas Vacation.
Yeah.
Uh,
Have
me and
you
my
watched the new
Christmas
Christmas
Vacation.
Story?
I have a 7-year-old grandson that lives in my house. And so we watched Home Alone, but we were like up into like Home Alone Part 5, different actors, right? Everybody's different. But they
Part
actually
5?
have Home Alone Part 5 and Part 6.
What?
Believe it or not.
I didn't even
Yeah.
know there was a 3 and 4.
No, there
I
really
was gonna
is.
say there was 2.
I thought there was just two myself.
No, we watched it. And
Tell you
my,
the truth, I was
my
never a
grandson
fan of any of
enjoyed
that. The first, I think the best part of the first one was John Candy.
He wasn't. Oh well, yeah, but
Yeah,
to me,
he was the polka
Joe
pin.
Pesci. Joe Pesci was the.
Oh, Joe Pesci's awesome in that. Yeah, he's the highlight too.
Mm,
But I mean, like overall, I couldn't see the hype over that movie.
yeah,
Yeah, it's kind of cool, you know, the bungling idiots getting Daniel Stern too.
yeah.
It was
yeah,
like that,
he's
but,
good in that.
but yeah, watch it once. Okay, it was kind of cute, but
Yeah.
it's
Well, it's
regarded as a
slapstick,
classic, and I just don't see it.
It's slapstick, it's like he gets kicked in
Yeah.
the nuts, he gets his head set on fire, it's like
Mhm.
Good ear from Squire Telecaster too. It is all mostly snare.
yeah.
Mm.
All right, Dave, you're ready to proceed?
Oh yeah.
All right. Number 12, I like Stuart Copeland.
Ooh, he's a great drummer.
No.
No,
He's a good drummer.
Maybe he shouldn't be this high.
Not
I like how
25.
he.
not top
Not
10.
top 25.
I don't know if he's 12, but I think he's in the top 25. He's good.
He's good. He's not fantastic.
Well, it's funny because it says Copeland is alongside the aforementioned Mitch Mitchell as his primary influence.
Get
I
rid of him.
think
Mitch
that,
Mitchell.
I enjoyed his playing. I thought he could go from a 4/4 beat to a reggae beat flawlessly, and he would do really nice
spirits in a
hi-hat
material
licks.
world. I mean, like that. His drumming.
Yeah, those
on
might
that
be
is just so
those might be
off.
requirements if you're looking for a drummer for your band. But we're talking about top 25 of all time. He was good. I don't think.
Yeah, well, maybe he shouldn't be on this list. Yeah, but
Hmm.
I love Stuart Copeland.
Yeah, I like
I
him.
like him
yeah,
a
I
lot
don't know if-
too. I think he's fantastic. But not top
Yeah.
25 of all time.
25
of all time is like you're saying there has never been 25 people this good. No.
Mm. All right, so number 11, I think we'll probably all agree on. Might need to be higher. Bill Bruford.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
I mentioned him earlier.
Should be higher.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
He's unbelievable. He's
King Crimson and stuff.
King Crimson, the first few bunch of Yes records, all the way up till Close to the Edge. Close to the Edge was the last one he did until he came back, and then after he played with them again, he said he's never going to play with them again. What was the album they did where they had two drummers, him and Alan White, and he hated that.
Oh, Union.
Union. The Union.
Yeah.
Well, that was when Bruford said he's never playing with Yes again.
Yeah, that's where the two yeses.
But he's
got together.
fantastic.
Oh, yeah. 10 is a guy who was really a studio guy and Dave, you'll know him from the Wrecking Crew. You know what I'm talking
Hugh.
about?
Yep.
You know what I'm talking about,
Hal
Dave?
Blaine.
Yep.
Hal
Yep,
Blaine.
Yep. Number 10.
Hal Blaine.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. No, but he's very good.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't say
I'd like
he's down there
I'd
either,
like to
but-
see him at 25.
What
Yeah.
were the best tunes that the Wrecking Crew played, or who'd they
Oh,
back
geez,
up?
they
and
played
do,
on
like,
everything.
and stuff that is
You
just
just
like holy crap.
Watch the
listen.
film, dude. It's like
Yeah,
it says
it's
he
like
had
it-
over
Hal Blaine.
150 singles.
Hal
like,
Blaine played with
cracked,
Steely Dan.
Wow.
He did a song
Pet
on
Sounds-
the.
Pet Sounds
He does
was
the
the
only
Wrecking
song
Crew.
Jeff. Yeah. But he played on either Any Major Dude or Any World That I'm Welcome to. What the hell song was it?
Mhm.
All right, this guy I've never heard of. Number 9, Clyde Stubblefield.
Oh, I know that name. What's the band?
Well, he did some stuff before, some R&B, but it says he was in James Brown.
Is he
Brown's
James
back
Brown?
That's what it says. He was
Yeah,
with James
okay.
Brown band, yeah.
Yeah, he's Funky Drummer.
Okay.
He's responsible for Funky Drummer.
All right.
Funky
another-
Drummer was probably the most sampled drum loop ever used in rap music. It's used in George Michael's Waiting for That Day is Funky Drummer sample. It's used on everything.
Mhm. Number 8's another guy.
I agree with Snowball.
Benny Benjamin. Motown guy, played on classics, Shop Around My Girl. I heard it through the grapevine.
No,
Yeah, funk.
I mean, I'm sure he's a solid drummer, but I mean,
Died in 69 at 43.
So Tommy Lee's not going to make this list, huh?
We would hope
Okay.
not.
This is someone you'd expect in the top 10. Number 7, Gene Krupa.
Mm-hmm.
Too low.
Oh yeah.
Too low.
Mm-hmm.
Krupa,
Just think about this.
Dave and I were discussing this.
He was more.
Go ahead.
He was a more entertaining drummer than Buddy Rich was. I mean, Buddy Rich was technically a better drummer, but I enjoy listening to Gene Krupa.
How is Animal not on
He
this
is-
list?
Here's the thing I said.
It's not done yet.
Dave and I were discussing technical versus sound versus production. Krupa's sound is superior to Rich in every way, shape, or form. He put the fatness in the drums. You know what I mean?
And I think Krupa grooves a lot more. He's got more groove to his drumming.
All right, Dave, you might want
And
to.
I'm not killing Rich. Krupa is absolutely at least toe to toe, if not head and shoulders above Rich. In my opinion, I think Krupa's one.
All right, so Dave, put a pillow behind your chair because number 6.
I'm gonna
is-
fall back.
Keith Moon.
Yeah, Keith Moon. Number 6.
Keith Moon stinks.
Low.
It's ridiculous to think that it's just ridiculous because we haven't even gotten into. I haven't heard Bernard Purdy's name anywhere.
Yep.
Purdy smokes. Other than Jeff Beccaro in this list, Purdy smokes the field. For me,
Well, we're not done.
So there's Peter Criss still has a chance. Is that what you're saying?
Peter Criss would be the first to admit he doesn't belong on this list.
the 100,000 years drum solo.
Love Gun.
You stole
Well,
my
Love
joke,
Gun
man.
is just a rip of Achilles' Last Stand.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah, Love Gun.
Somebody goes,
Dave, I got to put it in on Moon. Non-replicatable. Non-replicatable.
Well, there's a reason. If
Well,
you
you
throw
can say what you want
throw
about-
a set of drums down the Santa Monica stairs, there's no fucking way someone's going to be able to repeat it.
Drum roll.
You know who else couldn't repeat it? Keith Moon.
Moon.
True. That's true.
Well, number 5 is someone I don't think should even be on this list either. It's Charlie Watts.
Mm.
Number
Absurd.
That's got to be your guy, Dave.
because he's better than
He's a
I do not
Jazz
like
drummer.
Charlie Watts. No, but he's
Charlie
not
Watts
a good
is a
one.
60s jazz drummer.
No,
Yeah,
he's
but you know,
not.
I kept hearing he was a jazz. They came out with a jazz
Not-
element. It was all just riding the thing.
Yeah, he is not a jazz drummer.
Why would he not hit his hi-hat on the 4 count? Why would he go 1,
Because
2,
he can't.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
1,
He
2,
can't do
3.
the snare and the hat at the same time. I know it's the weirdest thing. He's not good.
It kind of sounded.
He's
cool
not a
in
jazz
way.
drummer either.
Oh, he's a 60s jazz drummer all day, bud.
No,
All day.
that tells me you don't know anything about 60s jazz. Elvin Jones. I mean, come on, these
I
guys.
have right, buddy.
Art Blakey.
Blakey's fantastic.
Monsters. Watts is lucky he can keep the rhythm. He's in this list because he plays the Stones. That's like saying I can play 60s jazz because I can play anything that fucking Watts. By the way, we haven't even talked about Krellbar's drum kit. Why is Krellbar not on this list?
Yeah.
Look at the drum kit he's got behind him.
I was going to
Yeah.
say I didn't notice that before. That's
A
new.
couple weeks ago, yeah, I bought that put together. I bought it on Cyber Monday.
Mhm.
It's normally like $499, and I got it for $350. I go, fuck it. I haven't really been doing guitar the last few years, and so hey, I always wanted to be a drummer when I was a kid. So I know how to play drums. I just don't have the coordination yet. So I was telling Dave this. I know single stroke rolls, double stroke rolls, paradiddles and stuff. I know what I technically have to do. It's just I can't do it yet. with
So
any speed.
let's
Yeah.
guess, or Dave. Let's give Dave the guess on who is the top 3. Is that where we're at right now?
We're at
The
number
top 3.
4. We're at number
No,
4.
we're at number 4 first.
Okay,
Okay.
and then we're going to let Dave figure out what the top 3 is before.
Oh, I agree. He's an integral part of the Stones, James. A very integral part of the Stones. Doesn't make him a great drummer. Yeah. Doesn't make him right. It just makes him. I agree, and I think that we could say that about any musician. That every musician
could say that about Ringo
band,
Starr too. It's like
exactly
with the Beatles.
Agreed. I'm not trying to diminish what they did. I am in no way am I diminishing what any of these people did in their careers. Their careers are great, and they were very good at what they did. But we're talking about the top 25 people who should be looked at as the greatest drummers. And there's no way Charlie Watts is in that. No way.
Guys, everybody in the chat, put your top 3 in right now.
I already know who's going to be number 1.
Okay.
Or at least 1, 2, and 3. I can come up with 1 and 2 so far. I might need another second. I'll take my shot after number 4. Who's number 4?
Number 4 is Ginger Baker.
Oh God.
Okay,
I take him over Keith Moon.
Gene Krupa is not as good as Ginger Baker. On what fucking planet is Jeff Porcaro worse than any of these guys?
I don't know.
Hey, we need about 400 sessions covered. Well, we'll keep booking Jeff Porcaro, but Ginger Baker's available. Yeah, we know. We'll take Jeff Porcaro.
No,
Ginger Baker's the number 4.
They could always grab Mo Tucker.
Hey, what's the name of that bald-headed drummer that was with John Cougar Mellencamp? What's that guy's name?
Kenny Aronoff.
That dude is good.
He's a solid drummer.
That dude was a solid drummer.
I call him Kenny's.
Brian Porcaro was already number 24. My guess for number 3 is going to be Steve Gadd. My guess for number 2 will be Buddy Rich, and my guess for number 1
I'm going to say Gadd's not even on this list. They're clueless.
I can't imagine. I just can't imagine.
Dave, who'd you say was number 1?
I say Bonham is going to be number 1.
Okay.
And no Coliuta. Yeah.
No.
What about Neil Peart?
Pert's
gonna be Rich.
He's your number 3. Right. Get rid of Gadd. Put in Peart. It's Peart, Buddy Rich, Peart, Buddy Rich.
No, they're going to put Rich 1. They'll put Rich 1. They'll put Bonham 2.
I don't know. Bonham. They always like to give it to Bonham. All right. Let's see. Let's see how it plays out.
Okay, well, you're all wrong.
Ringo was way back at number 12 or something.
Yeah, number 3 is
Good
Buddy
one.
Rich.
I told you he wasn't going to be number 1.
Yeah, number.
Okay, look at this.
Number
I just want.
Peart,
I just.
Number 2's Peart.
All right.
Yeah, number 2.
Number 2, you got it, Neil Peart.
Yep.
And one's
Which
Bonham.
tells you number 1's John Bonham. There's no way in hell.
Correctamundo.
Yeah.
Bonzo.
Now, Snowball's one of the only drummers in the chat. I can see him here, and he says they didn't mention Steve Smith from Journey, who I told you is a fucking great drummer, Bobby Jazombek, and Vinny Colaiuta.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those 3 should be high on the list. They should be. It's nuts.
But yet Mo Tucker's on here.
Yeah, but hit
So
the
who
chick
are
from
some
Velvet
mentionable,
Underground.
No, how is it? Now, Zim mentioned a girl from Lenny Kravitz's band. She studied with Art Blakey, and she has skills. She should have been on.
They had
before
Mo Tucker, but did they have Sarah
Cindy
Tucker?
Blackman.
What was
Well,
that commercial with
honestly, I
Sarah
mentioned
Tucker?
her because I thought she sucked, honestly.
She sucked playing rock.
Yeah.
I thought she was awful playing Lenny Kravitz band, but I mean, like when she plays
Downey,
jazz
Squire
drum, she's very
Telecaster. Sticks Downey is the character on and they played Youngblood, which is a song that Bad Company covered on the Run with the Pack album. So
Is Neil Peart completely overrated?
oh, I think so. But I think he's a great rock drummer, and I think he's the best drummer for Rush.
Mm-hmm.
He's better than John Rutsey. He's a great drummer, but he doesn't groove for me. To me, I like groove. He's way too stiff. I
One
like
guy, one guy that's really good. I'm not saying he's top 25, but Dean Castronovo.
Oh,
Yeah,
he's
Jesus.
good. I mean, he's not as
He's
good
a
as Steve
monster.
Smith. Smith is unbelievable. I mean, Smith's a jazz drummer that happened to play in a rock band, but he's a great drummer. You wouldn't know he was a jazz drummer listening to Journey, but he really, because he's a more rock fusion-y guy, but he's great.
He's a Boston guy.
Tony
too.
Williams is another great drummer. Steve Gadd
Billy
should be on
Cobham.
that list.
Billy Cobham. was
Cobham's
mentioned
great.
earlier.
Yeah. Hugh was mentioning him. I mean, there's so many guys who are like. I love Mark Craney. I don't know what Snowball thinks of Mark Craney. Yeah, thank you,
Omar
Snowball.
Hakim. You remember Omar Hakim?
Hakim's awesome, and so
Yeah.
is Manu Katchi, which is what I was going to bring up with Peter Gabriel. So they hired Stuart Copeland come in just to do some of the hi-hat work, but Manu Katchi was the drummer.
Ainsley Dunbar.
Yeah, Ainsley Dunbar I thought was good. I don't think he was as good as Steve Smith in Journey.
What about some of these
Dave
new
Weckle's
metal
a fucking
kind
great
of?
drummer.
Oh, Jesus.
But
yeah.
some
I
of these
think
new
out of all the
guys,
metal
you know.
drummers, I think of all the metal guys, personally, I think Joey Jordison to me covers all the bases. I think he's fucking unbelievable.
Slipknot? Is
Yeah.
it Slipknot? Yeah.
Yeah. I just
Bunny
think that
Carlos.
What if,
Bunny
Bunny
Carlos.
Carlos is
that,
easily the best drummer with a
And
cigarette
Cheap
hanging out of his mouth and a shirt and tie.
what about the
No question.
the Anthrax guy that's doing the Pantera
Charlie
stuff? Is he
Benante.
helping
He's a great
his?
drummer.
Is he adding to his reputation,
I'd
or is
say
he
no.
damaging his reputation? doing
Neither.
the
I think
Pantera?
Vinnie Paul was a good drummer, a great drummer. And I think this guy's great, but not on the level of like Joey Jordison stuff is nuts. I think that guy who was also Snowball
Mike
would know. Who was
Mangini.
the guy? Who was the guy that played drums? He died. He was in Avenged Sevenfold.
Oh, I have no idea.
That guy could play his balls off. If we're talking strictly metal drummers, like he's on.
Is that why Portnoy took over? Because the
Yeah,
guy
because he
croaked?
died.
Yeah.
The guy was great. Oh yeah, Mangini's fantastic.
Yeah, I saw
Yeah,
him playing
Portnoy-
with Divide.
Who's the best drummers that just had so much charisma and was just so much fun to watch? Like you see Bunny Carlos on the list. He was just fun to watch. Who, in your opinion, is just watching the guy is just a blast watching this dude. play
Frankie
drums.
Banali, always always flicking doing the stick twirl while
tell
he
you.
always.
Roger Taylor had some very interesting drum fills on the Queen albums. It
On
just
drums and snakeskin trousers, Roger Taylor.
Yeah,
Tommy
That's
Aldridge.
how they
was
used to
solid.
announce him.
Tommy Aldridge.
Tommy Aldridge was solid, I thought.
Yeah, but I like Lee Kerslake was good too.
Mm-hmm.
Thought Lee was
Yeah,
good.
I'm not saying he's top 25. I'm just saying he's.
Yeah, no,
solid,
I
solid
know.
like
I am
that.
saying Tommy isn't either. I think that
Frank
what's the guy
Beard.
Zigga? Frank, yeah,
no, he's just
I like that. What's that?
nothing special about Frank Beard.
He laid
So
it
I like
down. Like he's perfect for the band.
He had a good
Perfect for the
groove.
band.
But for Zim's point, for a guy who's not great but great to watch, Tommy Lee is great to watch.
He really is. That
He's
whole up
animated.
around
He's-
the head thing, and
He does a lot of cool stuff that doesn't really do
Right.
anything, but is cool to watch. I think.
Oh, you know, one guy that I
used to
saw
think
that was.
Carmine
I
Appice
always
cool.
thought the drummer for Blondie, Clem
Clint Burke.
Burke.
Tim
I
Burke's
met that
fantastic.
dude. I met him.
Yeah,
There's
he's
a
a great
guy,
drummer to watch.
Have you ever guys listened to any of the Aristocrats stuff?
Yeah, some of it. That's
The
with,
drummer for
Guthrie
them,
Govan.
Marco Minimum. He is.
Oh yeah, he's
Yeah, he's-
wacky. Oh my
yeah.
god.
He's pretty damn good. I mean, I've seen him a couple of times, and he's done some stuff that was pretty impressive.
Yeah, bass player is a guy from Beer from Dolphins there, Mike Keneally's band.
What about when it comes to actual tone of their drum kit? Is that what puts Bonham so high on this list? Is because of
Well, Jimmy Page puts that on Bonham, but
who had the best
I'll say
tone?
this: it's the production is where you're hearing that sound. I mean,
Yeah.
I'll tell you what I heard today. "Take Me" by Kiss.
Yes.
And I'm reminded how much I think Eddie Kramer sucks. That production on that song is so bad.
Mm-hmm.
It's terrible.
I gotta say that I listened to, and I was pretty amazed. Martin Birch and the production on Mob Rules. The guitar sound like on Sign of the Southern Cross is just so like bam, like powerful and just so heavy. It's like, man, I think it's even better than Heaven and Hell myself.
I love Martin Birch.
Yeah.
He produced all the Maiden stuff in the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
He produced early Rainbow stuff in Deep Purple.
Mm-hmm.
He's great.
Yeah, but that guitar sound on Mob Rules is just, on a couple of songs in particular, is just like, man, he got just like such a heavy sound on that.
Yeah, and I heard a song. What the hell song was it the other day? And I'm like, it was Sabbath on Born Again. Whoever produced that album, that is the worst sound ever. I was doing about 100 oh my god! And Ian, oh my god! Trash came on. Ian Gillan, first of all, I'm not a fan. Not going to color it any other way. I'm just not a fan. But him singing for Sabbath is wrong.
I thought that record was okay, but Gillan does get Grady. Great, and I don't mean Grady from Samson. Grady, like grating on your ear after a while.
It's a lot of tension, and I just thought the production of the guitar sounded horrendous on the guitar solo in that song.
So, Dave, question: what do you think they're doing on that? I mean, it's actually listed as its own song, but it's right before the song Mob Rules, and it's called E5150.
Yeah.
No, it's 5150 actually. It's
E5150.
No, it's just E5150.
Well, the production credit goes to Black Sabbath.
Well, I know, but I mean, what's the instrumentation on that? Because I mean, it's just
it's a guitar, isn't it? With a
man, but the beginning of it is just like such a low, like
I don't know.
It's like
I bet you there's a video about it or something, or at least what they did. Because then there's like some synthesizer thing, right, going on.
Yeah, but they used that in the movie Heavy Metal, and it precedes the song Mob Rules, but it's when the volcano's going off and that all the green lava.
And the album version and the movie version are two different recordings.
Really?
Yeah, they recorded it twice.
They don't play the whole song, but I mean, are you talking about the E5150 or the Mob Rules?
Mob Rules. I don't know if they re-recorded E5150. I don't know.
5150.
You're looking it up?
No, I just put it in the chat just for the hell of it.
Oh, let me see. Is that what that song's? It's what?
Guys, thumbs up. Right. Okay, 15 thumbs up is all we got so far.
Yeah, it's E5150.
I know. Dave,
all right, here we go. Mob Rules album. I always thought it was EV for some reason. E5150.
Yeah, I know just because I saw it a few days ago.
Well, I would have never looked it up. Look at Vinny Appice, he's on the drums.
It's
Jeff Nichols. Oh, it's Jeff Nichols played keyboards.
Uh-huh.
So maybe it's keyboard stuff on it.
When did Eddie start using the 5150 for his?
I think on the album 5150, which was long after.
Well, he had. I think he had 5150 on his guitar before the album came out, though.
I don't remember.
He had it on the Kramer, but that was 83, 84, 82. No, 83. When did Kramer? No, Kramer came out with the Beretta in 84, and that was around the time they were making the hockey stick for him. No, that was late 84, 85.
Well, I
So it was
wonder
like a
if he
year
took it
before
from
the.
there. I wonder if he took it from that album because he and Tony
Well,
Iommi were
5150 is a police term for
criminally insane.
crazy.
Insane.
Criminally
Yeah.
insane, yeah.
Lunatic.
But I'm just saying, I think, he and Tony Iommi were really good friends, and I wonder if that's where.
Yeah.
Isn't it drunk and disorderly? Isn't that 50?
No,
He
criminally
could stand
insane.
for Eddie.
Well, it's nice to
But,
see Eddie stole something from Tony Iommi because
Well,
Billy
they
Gibbons
used to
was
play.
getting a
They
little
used
bit.
to. Well, no, Van Halen used to play a lot of Black Sabbath covers in the early bar band days.
What
Yeah.
was the one? What was the one song from most likely the 80s where when you heard the snare sound, you just heard that horrible snare sound all the way through the song, and you're like, "Oh my God, change the snare, EQ that snare."
Zero the Hero. No, I think
I'm
that
trying
had
to
an
think.
annoying snare sound.
For me, the song is "Turbo Lover" by Priest. When I hear that snare come in,
It's gated.
it is so weird and.
Well,
It's pretty
Well,
bad.
everyone by that point was into doing the Hugh Padgham shit. You know what I mean?
well,
Because
I don't think Turbo Love is a bad song. I like songs on
No, I
Turbo,
don't-
but there's stupid ones on there.
But the
Parental
sound of that
guidance.
snare is unlike anything you've ever heard.
Yeah, well, they were trying to do something different. Out in the Cold is a great song on there. Locked In was good.
you know songs on the album. I haven't listened to that album probably since '86. I mean, I can remember Turbo Lover was
Yeah,
on
I saw
it.
that
I remember
tour.
Locked In, and your favorite Parental Guidance.
Ugh.
That was a horrible one. But the next time you guys hear Turbo Lover, the snare's gonna hit you in the face.
Who plays the
Because
better
they're in the-
leads? Here's a great question because I know you guys are going to have to go back and either watch it live at US Festival. Who played the better leads on Riding Like the Wind? On the Wind, Riding on the Wind
I'd have to go back.
from
Yeah.
Judas Priest. KK or Glenn? Because I'll tell you right now, you're going to be surprised. KK fucking, if he doesn't keep up with him, he's blowing him out.
Mm. Anyone read his biography? KK's.
Hannah Bomb says KK. I might be
Not
with you. I think it is KK.
Mm-hmm.
KK's autobiography?
Yeah, I read it. It's pretty good.
Is it?
Yeah, it's worth checking out.
People didn't know he was gay. Wait, Rob Halford's gay?
What?
No way. He comes out in a bedazzled fucking biker outfit from the Village People.
It's a
What guitar
joke.
is that? It's a I gotta get that in there.
That's the bass that I play.
Jack
But
White.
I had the best time the other day. Wednesday night, a couple guys called me up and they're like, "Hey man, we just want to have a fun jam." This dude right here showed up. His name's Brad. He's a Van Halen tribute called Unchained. They're up there out of Seattle. And I'm like, "Well, hell yeah, man. I don't want to join your band. I don't want to have to learn to sing Michael Anthony high harmonies, but I will come and just jam if we can turn it up really loud and everything." And they're like, "Yeah, that's exactly what we want to do." And so I had the funnest jam Wednesday night where we
Andy,
just played. Yeah, we
the
just
first-
played about 15 Van Halen songs. I was on bass. Everything was super loud. We're screaming as loud as we can, the background vocals. This guy showed up with all his Eddie Van Halen gear and playing a Frankie, and he was a monster on guitar. So,
Nice.
yeah, just thought I'd share.
Here's a question for you guys. What's your opinion of tribute bands? And if you had to be in one, who would it be? A tribute to?
Ooh, that's a good
That's
one. What
a
were you
good
going to say
one.
to Andy?
I'll I'll start with the tribute band that I've already been in. Okay.
Oh.
I was in a band called Fascination Street, and we did it.
Let me guess the band.
Yeah, guess the band. We were called
Pretty cool.
Fascination Street. I put the black wig on, the guy liner, learned all of Robert Smith's parts. My wife played the keyboard parts. So we'd do in between days and she'd go la 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 la. You know, we did really good. And there was one bar that we played over here in Tempe. We did it for about 4 or 5 years. And we did 186 people with the Cult tribute down at one of these clubs down in Phoenix, and it was good times.
How I feel about tribute bands is that if the band is no longer in existence and it's a tribute band, I can see that. But I mean, tribute bands when the band is still on the charts is kind of corny.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I agree.
Because that way, if the band's not in existence, I mean, you can physical. I opened up for a band, Physical Graffiti, and Zeppelin wasn't around anymore. So it's. I mean, I love going to see bands like that.
I saw an unbelievable Foreigner tribute band. They're called Foreigner.
Yeah, those guys
What the fuck are they doing?
There's no original members left.
They did announce their retirement, though.
I think the Roadies, the only original member.
I say, so Crowbar, if you had to be in one, who would it be a tribute to?
Oh God, that's a good question. Queen.
Oh, nice.
Good luck with that band.
Yeah.
But
you yourself a lot of work.
I have to step up my.
I'd love to be in a Van Halen tribute and do the Michael Anthony bit, but I already told the guys I can't sing like that. There's no way I would want to get on stage and pretend that I could pull that off. If I just had to play the bass part, I could almost pull that off with a lot of rehearsal.
Chuck?
I think it's pretty cool. I agree with Krell, though. I think, if as long as the other band's not current and it is a tribute, I think it's cool.
Yeah.
I listen to one tribute band kind of regularly. Zepparella. You guys have probably all seen them. They're pretty good. I like tribute bands that don't try to go note for note. A little twist on the stuff. And if I could be in one, I don't know. Probably
Deep Purple.
I don't know. Probably the AC/DC one. Well, yeah, Motorhead, yeah, but how you gonna tribute Motorhead? But yeah, I would say Motorhead if they had one.
All right, Dave.
Well, I agree. I think tribute bands to me I find them somewhat silly, only because it's like people in the band try to dress and look like them. But I get it if the band has been long gone and someone's getting the experience of seeing that band. Because I have seen the Atomic Punks at the Whiskey. And it was in watching it, it was like, this is probably what it was like watching Van Halen back then. It was fucking great.
Now, the singer and guitar player were the guys in Steel Panther, right?
Yes.
Okay,
well, actually, at the time I saw them, it was Brian who later went and toured with David Lee Roth on guitar. Okay. And Russell, I think, was playing bass at that time.
Okay.
Which later was...
You know what I enjoyed about being in a tribute band is that I didn't have to call up my best 10 friends and say, hey, man, we're playing up at, Boston's tonight over and come see my band play. All the Cure fans would show up,
All right.
Right.
You didn't have to.
And if I was to be in a tribute band, I would be Bob One.
Devo.
There you go. Only because nobody would be doing it. It's like, the funny thing is, when he first said AC/DC, Chuck, all I could think of, there's like 5 AC/DC cover bands in this area over in Boston. And I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. It's like, I wish there was like, they would pick a certain era of AC/DC instead of trying to take the whole, like the Bon Scott era. That'd be a cool one to see.
You could go to the Bon Scott era if you're going to do the tribute, though.
I don't know.
And the guy to do it. Oh, no, because I would hire the guy from Crocus that you showed me.
Absolutely.
Another good thing about being in a tribute band is you have to find a tribute band where there is an actual look, a Kiss tribute. The Cure kind of had a look about them, but you're in a costume. So the average people don't know it's you. You don't really
need I remind you are wearing a costume and not a uniform.
You're basically wearing a Robert Smith costume. People don't know it's you.
That's not a wig.
What about a Velvet Underground tribute band?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It'd be better than the original.
That'd be the easiest one. You just get up
have you
there and
guys ever
suck,
seen
and then
Galaxy Quest?
Oh yeah, that's a great movie.
That's where that line's from.
That's a great movie.
When he says to him, "Need I remind you, you were wearing a costume, not a uniform?" Oh, it's fucking great.
Does Alan Rickman say that?
Oh yeah.
The tribute bands where you actually dress up as the band and they have a look. I know you can kind of almost do a Guns N' Roses tribute. I would be a good Duff, I think, in a Guns N' Roses tribute.
Well, if it's done well and it looks, it doesn't look cheesy, like you're wearing a bad Halloween costume, then it's okay. But I don't want to see a bunch of guys with, really bad get-ups, just looking
Right, Van
ridiculous.
Halen's an easy one to do other than playing the parts. And AC/DC, there's a million. And there's a Who's Next tribute over on the west side of Phoenix. And they do the Who tribute. But
I gotta tell you, I've seen a couple of Beatles tribute bands where the guys actually looked like their faces looked like the guys,
Right.
I never heard them play, but I was like, wow, these guys actually look like the dudes,
Right.
Yeah, there's this band called 1964, a tribute to the Beatles, and there's that band Rain.
Mm-hmm.
That's a tribute.
Right.
They all do a pretty good job. And
so, yeah, I think if it's done well, and it's like you guys said, if it's a band that's not in existence anymore, you shouldn't be going out doing a tribute band to a band that's still together and doing, gigs and stuff, because that's just ridiculous. But
yeah, it's like my friends would all go see this band Itchy Fish, and they were a tribute to Pearl Jam while Pearl Jam was big. And I said, I've seen Pearl Jam twice, but I mean, it's because they were with other people.
Yeah.
It was a joke.
I wouldn't pay to see them. Why would I pay to see
You were in the
them?
leather chats.
No, once was
Dancing.
at Lollapalooza, and one was a show with Chili Peppers and Smashing Pumpkins. So it's like, but anyways, I wouldn't deliberately go see Pearl Jam, let alone go see their tribute band.
Mm-hmm. I think if I were to do one, if I were to be in one, and it would only be like a certain time period, I would have to do probably Rush and do like the 2112 era till about like not Hemispheres, but Permanent Waves.
And you'd be the guitar player guy in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That would be my pick.
There's a casino up in Scottsdale, 10 miles up the freeway. And every weekend it's tribute bands.
Wow.
I would be in a Saga tribute band.
A what?
But I would only do it from the album Worlds Apart to Worlds Apart.
I saw those guys once in a bar.
They're fucking great.
Yeah. Ian Crichton.
Tonight I'm on the Loose is a fucking fantastic song.
It is. They're the album they put out before that one, that was called Worlds Apart, and it was like an MTV thing. They had one out before that. I think it was called Silent Night or something. And that was
I thought Worlds Apart is with On the Loose.
Yeah, On the Loose.
Right. Yeah.
Worlds Apart was the name of the album. On the Loose was
the
the
album.
song.
Yeah, right. The song that was on the one before it was Wind 'Em Up, wasn't it? Yeah.
No, it's that they're both on Worlds Apart.
Yeah.
Oh, they
Wind 'Em
are.
Up and On the Loose. And those are the only two songs on the album that I like. I think the other songs suck.
But the album before
Well,
that,
in this band, we only play two songs. We play one, and after the first song, I come out and I say, we have time for maybe one more. I'll use that Dean Martin joke to the grave.
I have a friend that's in a Pat Benatar tribute, and I'm like, bro, you're going to get tired of playing those songs in another 2 or 3 gigs, and you're going to get sick of playing those songs.
I could see getting sick of Love is a Battlefield really quick.
Yeah, you put all
that's
this
when Pat
rehearsal
Benatar jumped the
stuff
shark
into a tribute band, and then you find yourself having to play these songs over and over again, and you don't really like them that much in the first place. Like, bro, you're gonna get so sick.
I knew this really.
Well, Mel Geraldo's guitar playing was Fat Benatar.
Exactly. Destroy my joke. She was going to do a Fat Benatar tribute.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
We have 5 Fat Benatars at Ridgemont High.
Yeah. They cultivated the look.
Okay, speaking of lists, I think we want to go over the people we lost this year.
Oh, yes. So we're at the end of the year, folks. At the end of 2022. 2023 is coming upon us, which we have many things we want to do during that year, which we'll get to. But let's discuss who we lost.
Is this just musicians or anyone in
People of interest.
celebrities? People of interest? Okay.
Yeah.
And now, are we allowed to make jokes about these dead people after they're gone, just to keep it?
Yeah,
light?
they're not going to hear it.
Okay, good.
Okay, well, any football fans out there? Dan Reeves, the coach of the Atlanta Falcons, passed away in January last year. A movie director, Peter Bogdanovich, who was also on The Sopranos.
Mhm.
as,
Oh yeah, he was the
Melfi's,
psychiatrist too.
psychiatrist,
Melfi.
He was 82. And yep, they call him Mr. Tibbs. Sidney Poitier
Mhm.
died
He
in
died.
January last year. Yep, he was 94 years old.
Wow, that's good.
Wow.
And we lost Bob Saget in
Yeah.
January
Mm.
last year.
Yeah, he bumped his head or something, and it
Yeah.
a week later it killed him.
Yeah, I think that's bullshit.
Yeah.
And this one's kind of obscure, but Dobie Gillis, Dwayne Hickman.
Oh wow, I
Passed
didn't think
away.
he lasted that long.
He's 87.
Wow.
Wow. Good for him.
Yeah.
Mm.
And Michael Lang, the guy who created Woodstock, basically, he passed away at 77. Ronnie Spector, 78. She passed away in January last year.
She's 78. So how old was she when she sang with Eddie Money?
The Ronettes. Oh, the Ronettes, that was the 80s. So
No.
that was my so 48, probably like 40,
86.
43,
Yeah.
probably.
Well, that was her comeback.
wouldn't have
right?
ever
'Cause her
even
song
heard
was
of
Be
her.
My. What?
Yeah,
Yeah.
without Eddie Money, I probably would have never even heard of her.
Well, you know the song Be My, Be My, Be
The
My
Ronettes.
Little Baby, Baby, my darling.
Mm.
Oh, I got a
Another one we
picture to show you
lost.
guys.
Age 74,
Isn't it good-
Marvin Lee Day,
Oh shit, not that.
Meatloaf.
Meatloaf died?
Mhm.
No, no.
Yeah,
no,
last
no.
year.
You didn't know that?
Okay.
No, no.
Wait,
no, no,
2021 or 2022?
2022.
This
January. Yep. Let's see.
no. Little baby.
Louis Anderson, the comedian,
Oh, Louis
passed
died?
away. He was
I didn't know
68.
Louis Anderson
Yeah.
died.
Yeah, a lot of these. I didn't know Ronnie Spector died till
You
I
should
saw
have went
this
on
one.
that carnivore diet.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. Celtics fans got to mention this for the Boston crew here. Bill Fitch.
Oh, here we go. One,
Coach,
real quick.
Boston Celtics.
Bill
Real
Fitch
quick,
was
guys.
a coach in
89.
81.
Yep.
There I am with Eddie Money's daughter. I forget
Oh,
what her
Kate
name is.
Hudson.
Wow.
But Eddie Money.
That's a money shot.
What's her name again? Anyhow, she was the one that went on stage with Eddie the last time I saw them, and she sang, her part. The
Uh-huh.
be my little.
Mm.
I forget her name now, though.
Okay. Ivan Reitman, director of Ghostbusters.
Wow, he died. He
Passed
also
away,
directed
75.
Twins.
Yep.
He directed Kindergarten Cop.
Stripes.
And he directed Howard Stern's flick.
yeah.
Did
Private
Did you see
Parts.
Ghostbusters, Dave? Didn't he do Ghostbusters too?
Yep.
Yeah.
Ian McDonald from King Crimson and Foreigner passed away, 75.
Oh, yeah. He was the. Wasn't the bass player? Was the sax guy, wasn't he? Played
Yeah, he
keyboards and
played sax, but he played some guitar too.
Okay, yeah.
Let's see. Let There Be Drums. If anyone remembers Sandy Nelson,
No.
the drummer.
For
Sally
what?
Kellerman.
Nelson?
Yeah, what band?
Sally Kellerman died?
Yeah, 84 years
Wow.
old.
The original
He was
Hot
his
Lips.
own band. It's like he was a kitschy drummer.
Oh, Sandy
60s.
Nelson's a guy.
50s. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sandy Kellerman, I didn't know about.
Sally Kellerman.
Sally Kellerman, yeah. I mean,
I didn't know that either.
yeah.
Thornton Mellon's
She's in one of the
girlfriend.
greatest movies of all time, and I'm not referring to MASH.
Back
I
to
am
Thornton
referring
Mellon's
to
girlfriend.
back to school.
Oh, yeah. Thornton
Why don't
Mellon.
you call me sometime when you have no class?
Let's see.
The greatest. Lou, this
Alan
is
Ladd,
girls. This is
Alan
Lou.
Ladd
Lou,
Jr.
these are girls.
Alan Ladd Jr. Also. William Hurt.
What?
And, yeah, William Hurt
he
died
died either.
in last February. Yeah.
Holy shit! I don't. What did he die of?
Didn't know that either.
I think he had
He was
cancer.
97.
He was 71.
Wow.
Let's see.
I thought this
Don't
was going to
know,
be a
don't
list
know,
of
don't.
musicians that passed away.
No,
No,
it's
we
going to
said-
be musicians and people of interest.
So far, the only musician is Sandy Nelson, who none of us heard
Well,
of.
yeah.
Oh yeah, and Ronnie
Taylor
Spector.
Hawkins. Everyone knows Taylor Hawkins died last year. We heard about it for like a month and a half after he.
And Christine McVie.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
that better be on
Yeah.
your fucking list, Krellbar.
Oh yeah. Well,
That's
I'm
the
in
biggest
March,
name so far.
Yeah. Bobby Rydell, the teen idol, died at 79. Estelle Harris.
Estelle Harris died.
Yeah. The mom on Seinfeld.
Wow,
She was 93.
good for her. That's a long life.
Oh yeah. Gilbert Gottfried. 67.
Why did he die of?
That's a good question.
His insurance ran out.
Yeah, Affleck.
I have a gig, Cheech. I'll be performing. I'll be performing at Caroline's, and then
I got to mention sports. Mike Bossy.
Gilbert
from the
Godfrey's
Islanders.
best joke. Gilbert Godfrey's best joke. Who's got one?
We'll get to that in a second.
Okay.
hold on. Irene Cara passed.
Yeah, that's going to be
Feeling.
Guy Lafleur, 70 years old.
Really? Wasn't he with
Yep.
Canadians?
Yep. Naomi Judd, she committed suicide, I believe.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
That's
Franco
cheating.
Harris, right?
We
He's died.
don't honor those that took their own life. No, I'm joking.
Sorry, you got to asterisk, put the asterisk on.
Mickey Gilley, 86.
Oh, did
Yeah.
he? I didn't know that.
Ooh, I didn't know this one. Fred Ward, the actor.
Oh, used to see him
see
in
it?
the gym all the time, right, Dave? Do you
All the
remember?
time.
All the
Yeah.
time.
He's
Yeah.
just- I
He
remember
was in a
seeing-
lot of good movies. The Adventures of Remo Williams.
He
Yeah,
passed
he
away
was-
this year. How old was he?
Yeah. 79.
Oh, I did not know he was that old.
He looked pretty old when I saw him.
Oh, Loretta Lynn did die. I watched Coal Miner's Daughter on Christmas Eve.
Vangelis died.
Good movie.
79 years old.
Good movie.
The
Excellent.
composer from
Yeah.
Chariots of Fire.
Wow.
Oh, Vangelis died?
Yeah.
Vangelis Akopoulos, whatever the hell his name
And
is.
of course, Ray Liotta passed away,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
67.
Loretta Lynn
Yeah,
died.
and yet Keith Richards is still alive.
Yeah,
It says here
no,
Gilbert,
These names.
Gilbert died from muscular dystrophy.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Oh, Dave, I don't know if you knew this one, but Philip Baker Hall died.
Really?
Yeah.
Another
He was 90.
Seinfeld character.
He was 90.
Wow.
Yeah, he was in a lot of.
Here's my thing about. I just want to say this about Gilbert Gottfried. Gilbert Gottfried did the greatest impersonation of Groucho Marx ever. He doesn't do young Groucho. He does 80-year-old Groucho.
Yeah, I remember. you
Back
mentioned
in
that.
my day, we would go to the movie and we would get a coffee, which was a beverage. We would drink it. It was hot, so you had to drink it slow. Back in my day, because Groucho used to go on talk shows when he was old, and he was so fucking boring. And it's unbelievable. And Gilbert Gottfried's take on it is so great.
Sonny Barger, the mouthpiece for the Hells Angels, passed away.
We
83.
played a show and he was in the audience. We played a show for him and he's like, you guys got to keep he didn't say it to us. All his guys were like, he was like the most protected person on earth. And we played a gig in this little bar and he was there and everybody says, you better keep the volume down. We were like, hell yeah, man. I had my amp on like -3.
Oh yeah, Gallagher died.
Yeah. James Caan died at age 82.
Another Goldstein member.
Yeah.
Paulie Walnuts,
Jimmy.
Tony Sirico, passed away, 79. Ivana Trump, 73, passed away.
Fell down her staircase.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody
Yeah,
warned
that's
her.
how she died? She fell?
Stairs. Yeah. She fell down this giant staircase she had in her house that Trump built for her. I don't know about that part. But everybody's like, you better be careful on these
That
stairs.
Keith Moon used to play his drums on?
I was going to say she was trying to copy Keith Moon, and this is what happens.
It was one of those cartoon staircases where you pull the lever and they flatten out and you fall down.
I got to tell you guys, there's a meme I saw one time, and it just reminded me of this. It's this picture of Robert Downey Jr. and he's got this look of like big, like relief on his face, like, oh, thank God. And the thing says that feeling you get when you thought you heard your guitar collection fall off the wall, but it was really just your wife falling down the stairs.
Right.
Anyway.
Okay. Larry Storch, 99 years old.
99?
That's a long time.
Forget about F Troop. He was fucking he was
Tennessee Tuxedo.
It'd be a
and
Whoopi,
Mr.
right?
the guys, Phineas J. Whoopi.
Yeah, Mr. Whoopi.
Phineas J.
And
Whoopi.
he was in the
genius.
original. He was in the original Ghostbusters kids television show with
that nobody knows.
Oh, I watched it all the time when I was a kid.
You did?
Oh
I used
yeah,
to watch it. I used to watch
it's so.
F Troop.
Watch that too.
F Troop was the best with Paul Lynn. He was the singing Mountie. It was great.
Paul Lynn.
All right, who else
Wish.
we got?
Bob Rafelson,
damn
the
it.
director of Five Easy Pieces. A great scene in that movie.
Yeah,
Paul
great
Sorvino.
scene, not a great movie.
Paul Sorvino.
Karen Black
83
in
years
5
old.
Easy Pieces.
Yes, I believe so.
All right. Who
Paul
was the last
Sorvino.
person? Paul Sorvino passed. Yeah, Paulie.
Yeah, Paulie.
Kirstie Alley was awesome, and that's sad that we lost her.
Yeah.
My lead guitar player, who I've mentioned all the time, he works and lives out in Hollywood, and he was working on a movie with her. And he had his motorcycle on set, and he actually asked Kirstie Alley, hey, you want to go for a ride just around the lot? And she's like, yeah. And she jumped right on the back of his Harley, and they just went cruising all around.
She might
She's
mention
a really nice girl.
Olivia
She's a
Newton-John,
really nice
too.
girl.
And Tony Dow died, 77 years old.
Really?
Ooh.
Yeah,
Wow. How'd he
Wally
die?
Cleaver.
How'd he die?
I think that was cancer as well.
I think he had cancer for a while.
It doesn't say on here, but
Oh, okay. But the
um,
bead lives on.
Yep. Let's see.
And Jerry Mathers as the
Okay.
lead.
Oh, Bill Russell from the Celtics, 88 years old, passed away.
That's a legend.
Yep. The best center, and as far as I'm concerned. Don't know. Joseph Hazelwood, the captain of fucking Exxon Valdez, passed away.
Well, I'm just going to cry myself to sleep.
He probably
Good.
died from alcoholism.
Mhm.
Vin Scully,
Yeah, the
Voice
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 of the
the
Dodgers,
Dodgers,
94 years old. Wow, these people are living a long time. And of course, Olivia Newton-John,
Mhm.
73.
She was young.
God, the picture they got here, she looks fucking gorgeous. Wow.
Who's putting Betty Davis? Didn't she die like 50 years ago?
She's got Betty Davis.
Okay, and Anne H died.
Yeah.
Ellen's,
That was weird.
former.
Drove her fucking car
Who?
into someone's house.
Yeah.
She was married to what's her name?
Yeah,
Ellen.
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 Yeah, well, Anne Heche was a pretend
right,
lesbian. It's like
Mhm.
Wolfgang Peterson, director. He directed the original Das Boot,
Hey, Pam.
if you've ever seen that. And he did Perfect Storm, I think, too. And let's see. No, don't know. Mikhail Gorbachev.
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah.
I thought he was long dead.
Yeah, me too.
The guy with the map of Russia on his head.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's probably what killed him.
Looked like that.
Oh, wow. Oh,
Wasn't he friends
Ernie
with,
Shavers? Wow.
Ernie Shavers died. Yeah.
Yeah. I used to watch him box all the time.
What was his nickname?
Oh, well, what was it? All I know is every time I saw him, he got his ass beat.
Well, Muhammad Ali gave him the nickname the Acorn because he said he was a tough nut to crack. The Acorn because he had a bald head.
And of course, Queen Elizabeth died, aged 96.
Oh,
God
yeah.
bless her.
Franco Harris.
Yeah.
And all the currency up in Canada is going to get swapped around. Has anybody got any of that new currency with the king on there?
Oh,
No.
Ramsey Lewis. Wasn't that the guy that did Soul Train?
No, Ramsey Lewis
was Don
was
Cornelius.
a musician.
Ramsey Lewis
Yeah.
Trio.
Cornelius?
Yeah.
Yeah,
87.
Ramsey Lewis Trio. Now that's good jazz, Dave.
Yeah, it's good. It's
Hey.
soul jazz, like 70s soul.
Good.
They used
That's
to do
real
a
good.
cover of
Ooh. I don't remember this death being it. Henry Silva.
from Shockey's Machine.
Yeah, he was a bad guy. He always played a bad guy in there. He was actually in
Love
some
him.
Steven Seagal stuff too.
Yeah,
he was
love him.
95 years old.
Wow.
Was he really?
Yeah. Louise Fletcher, Nurse Ratchet,
Oh, yeah.
88 years old.
Wow. 95 for Henry Silva.
Shockey's
Okay.
Machine was what, like 78?
I think it was 80s. 82 maybe?
Yeah, I think it was early 80s.
Late 70s, early 80s.
Yeah,
No,
it
was
came
that
out
40?
after Smokey and the Bandit. So it's like Smokey and Bandit was
Smoking
what,
the Bandit
78?
was like 78. So you're
Yeah.
probably like 80, 81.
Yeah, Hannibal says 81.
Coolio died, 59 years old.
Probably because his only hit was the fucking Stevie Wonder song.
Gangster's Paradise.
Yeah,
and already
Pastime
mentioned
Paradise.
Right, right?
Already mentioned before, Loretta Lynn died in September, age
Yeah.
90.
She was up there, yeah. Dude, what'd you buy me a guitar for? I like the way you sing, Loretta.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Angela Lansbury died,
Mhm.
96 years old.
Was that a
We gotta
mystery?
solve that. We have to solve that murder.
And if anyone remembers this woman, Judy Tenuta died.
That
The
name
loud
sounds
mouth
Comedian?
familiar.
recording. Yeah.
What's she from? I remember that name.
How
Yeah,
old
she
was
used to
She
play
was
the
young.
accordion. She was 72.
I mean, where was she in? That sounds so familiar.
She was a stand-up comic. She would
Oh,
like play the
yeah.
accordion and
She
she
had like,
like
the daisies in her hair and shit.
just
or
like going.
something.
"Ah."
Yeah, I know. I remember who you're talking about. Yeah, she was.
How'd she
nuts.
die so young?
Well, another sportsman, Bruce Sutter. I used to like him as a pitcher years ago. He played for the Cardinals. He played for.
Later, Tommy.
Played for I can't remember who else, but
Cubs, Cardinals, Padres, I think.
yeah, Cubs. Cubs was because I've got his rookie card. That's why
Mhm.
I remember that. Let's see.
So Zim, for 2023, you have any goals for this year coming up?
The killer.
Well, after looking at this list, I'm going to say just to keep stay alive.
There you go. That's a great decision. The
This-
killer, Jerry
this
Lee
Friday
Lewis,
night,
died.
though,
Jerry Lee Lewis died, 87 years old.
Isn't that weird? Him and his cousin both died. Mickey Gilly. They were first cousins.
I thought he meant his wife.
I do have a gig this Friday night. If any of you guys are in Los Angeles, I will be at the Whiskey A Go Go, opening up for Stephen Piercy, and we're in direct support, so we get to go on right before Stephen Piercy, who I'm surprised isn't dead yet.
Yeah, I was going to say, I thought he died for some reason.
Dave, I saw a picture of you on Facebook the other day where you put a picture of yourself on playing at the Whiskey in 2012.
Yep.
That looked cool.
And someone already mentioned Gallagher, passed away, 76 years old.
How did he die?
It doesn't say what they died of here. I'd have to look that up.
Yeah, Whiskey's it's a fun place to play. I played there over a dozen times. I think it's always a fun place to play. Did you mention Christy McVie? Did you say Christy
It's
McVie
getting
yet?
to it's getting to it. There's Irene Cara, 63.
Yeah, young.
Christy McVie, 79.
Yeah. What's your favorite song, Dave? Your favorite song
From
by
Christy
her?
McVie?
Yeah.
Probably either You Make Lovin' Fun
That's what I was gonna say.
or I like World Stop Turning's a great song with her and that she sings with Lindsay. She's great.
Gaylord Perry died, 84 years old.
That guy had a good mustache going. Didn't
No,
he
that
have
was
the-
Raleigh
Oh, no,
Fingers.
that's
That was Raleigh Fingers.
Finken. Oh yeah, you're right, Raleigh. Yeah.
Okay,
Gaylord
Chris-
Perry. Oh, he was the guy that would do the spitballs and got in big trouble for
Yeah,
spit.
yeah.
Yeah. He had a brother too. Didn't he have a brother that was a pitcher?
Jim Perry. Yeah.
Jim Perry.
Did he?
Had a brother?
Yes, he did.
Oh, I didn't.
Gaylord
I
and
didn't
Jim
know that.
Perry.
They were
Wow.
brothers.
So you can tell which
Jim
kid
Perry,
they
the
liked,
host
which
of
kid
Deal of Century and Card Sharks. I love that Jim Perry.
Let's say already mentioned Kirstie Alley, 71.
Wow.
Not back in the day.
Stuart Margolin. A lot of people don't recognize his face, but his face was in a lot of things. He was in like that movie Class with Rob Lowe. He was in the Rockford Files. If you see him, you'd recognize him.
I think I knew who you're
82.
talking about. The name sounds
Huh?
familiar.
Let's see. We're getting near the end here.
Chuck, I'm going to smoke that.
The drummer from the Rascals,
Or maybe I'll
Dino
watch Tulsa
Danelli,
King.
78.
Dino Danelli died.
Mhm.
I have that cigar that you smoked last night, the
Gino Vanelli.
Sombre Mesa Brulee.
Brulee.
Dino Vanelli.
I just want to stop.
Oh, I love
and tell you
Gino.
what I feel about you, babe.
And I love that
And-
drummer on that.
Already
Rock
mentioned Franco Harris, 72.
Chuck, how far is that place from you we went last night at Senadale's?
What is it?
How far is Senadale's from you where you live?
15 minutes. 15,
All right.
20
Yeah,
minutes.
I
it's
thought
like
that was a cool-
it's
I
like
thought it was-
15-20 for me.
I thought it was a cool place.
Yeah, we'll definitely go again. I know
Yeah.
all the guys that own it. So yeah, definitely will go again.
Yeah.
You know?
And
Yeah,
one
it's
more,
good.
the last one to mention really is like you might know this, Dave. It says is driving force behind landmark R&B recordings. Tom Bell,
Oh my God, that's the
79.
devastating one.
79.
Tom Bell was the guy who basically all the Philly soul stuff, Delphonics, Stylistics, the Spinners, he wrote all the tunes. No, Gino Vanelli's not dead.
I didn't think so.
So Franco Harris, the Immaculate Reception. If that was modern day football with all the cameras going around and everything, would that have been a catch?
Well, it depends what the cameras would have seen.
Right.
because it's like, did the ball touch the ground or
I
not?
have a feeling that thing was rolling on the ground.
Cheech is saying Vanilli, like the other half of Milli
that's
Vanilli
because I'm
died or
not
something.
a Pittsburgh fan.
Well, if he did die, he wasn't good enough to make the New York Times list yet.
Well, maybe it was just today or something.
But I know Zim asked earlier about the favorite Gilbert Gottfried joke.
You have to watch the roast of Pamela Anderson.
Yeah, there's a lot of.
He ripped her a new one.
Yeah, well, I think Jeffrey Ross was awesome on that one. That's that where he turned to Courtney Love and says, "Your husband looks better than you do right now."
Basically, the joke, and I don't really remember it. But
Who's the one that said I wouldn't fuck her with Beathas dick? Oh, that's
Jeffrey Ross.
Godfrey was talking about Pamela, and she was working on a brand new TV show. And so basically the joke, and I don't really know how the joke goes, but Pamela finds a bottle with a genie in it and grants her 3 wishes. And the first wish was, hey, can you make that TV show I'm working on the hit that it was supposed to be? And he's like, no. And then the genie's like, no, I can't do that. And finally, the third wish was, can you make my vagina the size that it used to be? And the genie said, let's go back and take another look at that TV show you're putting out. So.
That's like an old joke.
It is an old joke,
but it's a worse version of a good joke.
Well, if you ever see Gilbert, bad. I'm not good at telling jokes. That is the greatest joke.
Gilbert Gottfried's dirty jokes.
The original joke was a guy finds. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
How do you know if a girl has TB or VD? Right? And it's like you chase her around the bed. If she coughs, fuck her, or something like that.
You get some great jokes. I like the joke where the woman's in a car accident and the husband goes to the hospital and he says to the doctor says to him, listen, your wife is going to be paralyzed for the rest of her life. You're going to have to bathe her, feed her, wash her. It's going to be like having a newborn for the rest of your life. The guy starts crying. He's like, oh my God, this is awful. And he goes, I'm just fucking with you. She's dead. That's a great Gilbert Gottfried joke.
I remember one years ago he did, it was South America. Right? He said, I was in South America and he gave a camera to someone to take a picture of him. And he says, I'm sitting there waiting to get my picture taken. All of a sudden, Adolf Hitler walks by. I said, wait, stop. Don't take the picture.
That's a great bit. But the joke that I know is a guy finds a genie bottle and a genie comes out and says, I've been in there for 4,000 years. You got one wish. Guy goes, great. I love peace in the Middle East. He goes, I don't know what the hell the Middle East is. You have a map? So he pulls out a map and shows him and he goes, oh man, these people fucking hate each other. I don't think I could do that. What else? You have another wish? He goes, I wish my wife gave me more blowjobs. He goes, let me see that map again.
Yeah,
that's a great joke. It's the same joke. Yeah. My brother will sometimes just say to me, let me see that map again. And we just start laughing. That's a great joke. Anyways, guys, it's 10:15. It's the end of the evening. I think I might smoke a cigar, then watch the Tulsa King. Fucking
watch the second episode of Bonnie Miller, bro.
I will jump into Bonnie Miller after. I will put it on.
I watched the 5th episode, but I didn't watch last week. So I'm
the 6th. Yeah, 2 behind.
I'm 2 behind. Yeah.
But you're not really, because you're watching it on Hulu, so you get it on Tuesday. So you could watch the other one tonight, then the new one tomorrow.
Yeah.
And it's early there for you. Listen, everyone, I want everyone to have a happy, safe New Year.
I'm sorry, it's only 8:15 my time. If we could start earlier next Monday, that'd be so cool.
Yeah, it's just hard for us because
you got to give me time. Hey, it's like, I get out of work, I got to work out. And
anyways, listen, I have a gig Saturday night. I'll be playing at Martini's with Jim. I'm not sure any. I don't know. We might do it as a trio. I'm not sure yet. They haven't. We're gonna discuss it this week. But I want everyone to have a safe holiday. Don't do anything crazy. Be well, and let's have a good New Year for 2023. Want to thank everyone who hangs out watching this show. I realize you have many things you could be doing, and yet you chose this for your quality entertainment. Thank you for choosing us to be in your living rooms. Thanks for having me in your living room, folks. Don't wonder why the grandfather clock on the mantle's missing. What was the one that who stole the clock? Was it George? Where he stole the girl's clock?
Oh God!
So he could come back. I forget. Anyways, anything anyone else wants to say before we hit the hay?
Well, I'll say I'm kind of optimistic about New Year's Eve because it's shaping up to be in the mid 50s and no rain, which means I can go outside and smoke.
Nice.
And you can listen to Blind Melon.
Days.
You said no rain.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Matt, anything?
No, I just have I think next year's going to be a lot better than this year. I got a good feeling about it. And, wish all you guys happiest of New Year's and be safe and don't go out and get hammered too bad. Just
right.
I never go out on New Year's.
Nah, it's amateur night.
I don't drink.
That's why I'm thinking my show at the Whiskey is going to be awesome because it's the night before New Year's. New Year's is on a Saturday. My show's on a Friday.
Yeah. Well, have a great show Friday.
Yeah, absolutely, guys.
And that's it. Chuck, you want to say anything before we go?
Happy New Year, everybody. Be safe. Use your heads. It's rookie night, and just I agree. 2023 is going to look a lot better.
Yep.
Nice. Dane, anything?
Let's hope.
Thanks for having
You're all
me.
good.
Dave.
All right, guys. Well, listen, I want to thank everyone for being here. Thank you guys for doing this show. Let's all have a safe one and a good one, and Merry Christmas again.
Yes, absolutely.
Yep. Technically
All
still
right.
Christmas.
Yes. Very good.
Very good.
Okay, goodbye, Ted.
Goodbye.